are live. 8:16. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. Pulling up the game on Prime so we actually will get to see what's going on live. Unlike all these other things where I'm streaming, and it looks like we already got a penalty. Okay, the Eagles have the football. Let's see. So did the ball like not land in the kicking zone or something? It looks like we're starting this game off. And hopefully my audio is coming through good. It looks like we're starting this game off already into some shenanigans because they're starting off at the 40. All right. Jalen Hurts handing off to Saquon. Saquon immediately has room, and he's running for about 20 yards, 19 yards here on the first play. I meant to go on the underdog and put in something on Saquon, but didn't get the chance to. Let me see if I can pull something up. All right, here we go. Second play of the drive. The Eagles already at the edge of field goal range. Another handoff. And Saquon has more room. Here he goes. Another 14 yards. So 2 straight handoffs to Saquon Barkley. 2 straight first downs. And these aren't just 10-yard runs. They're 12-yard runs. The first one was a 19-yard run. Saquon's already at like 30-something yards on 2 carries. So the Eagles at the 29. And this is exactly how I expected this game to go. And it looks like we're just going to fold. Another handoff. Wide open gap. And he's going to get about 2 yards here. Saquon's out of the game here. Let's see if I can find my earphones here. All right, let's see. What's going on, Chris? Yeah, it's definitely going to be another L. They're already on the 27. Jalen Hurts keeps it right here, and he slides behind the line, and luckily we don't get a penalty as Andrew Phillips hits him as he already slid. And where I am, the rain just start coming down like crazy, so hopefully we don't get a crazy storm or anything. That would stink. The one time I actually have the game on. All right, and I'm going to transfer this from my phone to my computer when I get a chance. And here we are on 3rd and 10. And it looks like we're going to get off the field. And that's Brian Burns, it looked like was in coverage and made the tackle to get Dallas Goedert down before he could get to that first down marker. But like I said, I'm going to transfer over to my computer so I'm not looking down. That way we can see everything. But starting off, the Giants looked horrible against the run, but they did just enough there to force the Eagles into kicking a field goal. And they're lining up for it right now. And they'll probably make this. And it's right down the middle. All right, so the Eagles, no difficulty at all. Kind of go straight down the field. But, you know, I guess it's a good job by us to force them into not making not getting a touchdown. Because it did look like they would just run straight through the defense. Said which rip stream East? Well, luckily I have Prime, so I'm able to watch this one. But yeah, man, it's rough out here. All right, so Silent Chris, I don't know if I can type anything. Maybe I'll use another account. Maybe I don't know. Sometimes on YouTube, it's weird stuff happens. They take down streams, they give you strikes. But there are other sites. And one of them starts with TV. So I'll give you that hint. One of them starts with TV. And you know, maybe that'll help you. Or it starts with the TV. and maybe somebody else can help you. Got a bad feeling about this game? Well, I mean, we forced a field goal so far, so I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than us coming out and immediately giving up a touchdown, kind of like how the Eagles did against the Commanders that one year. Let me pull this camera down. I'm just trying to pull the camera down to a point where I'm not cut off. And when I'm looking at this TV screen or my computer screen, I'm not looking down, if that makes sense. But here we are after a quick drive. I mean, like I said, I'll pull up Saquon's stats there, and I probably still can make some underdog stuff. So I might do that because I think Saquon's going to go for like 150. And the run fits on this first drive was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, like, it couldn't have been any worse. Because I swear I got on here and I was like, I'm going to put something down on Saquon. I'm going to put something down on a couple players. And then my underdog lagged and then I forgot. And now the game already started. So let's see. I think I'm just going to go to Eagles with the spread as Gunnar Olszewski's returning this. He's got space. He's got the outside. Come on, man. You got to accelerate, man. He's not fast enough. But there was a lot of space right there. And another good return. The Giants have had good returns pretty much all year. And I'm going to just go ahead and put 10 down. And I'm going to go ahead and just put 10 down on the Eagles covering the spread. It's just that's the kind of world we live in right now. So, Jaxson Dart, here we go. Let's see what Jaxson Dart can do in the division with no receivers. Little Jordan Humphrey out there shows how much he was needed because these other two bums aren't even on the field. Jaxson Dart in the gun, handing off to Cam Scatterboo. Scatterboo's going to move his legs and pick up 2.5 here on first down out of the gun. So again, with these runs from Scatterboo, even if he's getting 2-3 yards on first down, it's a lot better than getting stuffed or taking a sack. So here we go. 2nd and 7 coming up. Giants going 4 wide with 2 tight ends. So really 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Dart with nice protection and basically throws it to Theo Johnson, depending on him to use his big body. And Theo just doesn't look for the ball. Almost got intercepted right there. So that was a horrible drop. I think that was Hunt. The pass rusher is covering Theo Johnson, and Theo's not looking for the ball. Theo just wasn't looking for the ball at all, and that almost cost us a turnover. This is not the kind of game we can have a turnover. 3rd and 7 coming up. The Eagles are going to tee off. 3 wide receivers or 3 receivers to the left. And now we got a false start, so this will make this a 3rd and 12. The penalties continue. In every big moment, and this is little Jordan Humphrey with the false start. In every big moment, the Giants continue to jump off sides. They continue to false start. They continue to hold. They continue to block, and they continue to make mistakes in every huge moment. In every huge moment, they continue to make these mistakes. So now we're behind the sticks, really, and a 3rd and 12. After Theo Johnson isn't looking for the ball on the first throw from Jaxson Dart. Now we got one more throw where they're going to basically pin their ears back, come after him. And he's taking a deep shot. And little Jordan Humphrey comes down with the ball. I told you to put him in the game. I told you to put him in the game. I told you to put this dude in the game. Like, put this dude in the game because he can actually play wide receiver. All right, another handoff to Scatterboo. Scatterboo's going to get about 1.5 yards right there. Not much, But again, much better than a tackle for a loss. We basically have Lil Jordan Humphrey and Wan'Dale Robinson, and the other two receivers aren't worth playing. Play action here. Jaxson Dart makes a guy miss. He's going to make another guy miss. And he misses Wan'Dale Robinson coming across the field, man. He just lost his base trying to get away from some pressure. He's not the kind of quarterback that makes that throw consistently. But that would have been a walk-in touchdown for Wan'Dale Robinson if he'd been able to make that throw. He made two blitzers miss, started running left and tried to hit Wan'Dale Robinson on a crosser on sort of a slant route pretty much, and just missed him. And Wan'Dale would have walked right in. 3rd and 8 coming up. Shotgun. Dart stepping up. Dart's going to take off. Dart's got space. Dart into the end zone. Touchdown Giants. The Giants have a lead. And not in Philadelphia, but against the Eagles. This is probably the first time we've had a lead against the Eagles in years. Right down the field, Jaxson Dart. Every time this dude steps on the field, he gets a touchdown on his first drive. Every single time the guy gets into the end zone. This time we just got to maintain it. Dart at least gets us happy at the beginning of these games. And just narrowly, the extra point actually goes in. He almost missed it. Hey, at least the guys lets us start the games off hype. At least we get to start off these games hype. Right down the field, man. Right down the field. And if anybody saw my pregame video, I pretty much just said, like, this is going to be a joke. We're not going to be able to do anything. I think I picked us to lose 30-10, so I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. And I'll predict us to lose every week. If we win this game, I'm going to predict us to lose pretty much every week. But the defense has to step up. If they are going to play the run like how I've seen so far, it doesn't matter. Like we're not going to be able to put up 30-something points on this team. So the defense has to absolutely step up 100%. Yeah, Giants actually leading the Eagles, man. We're in a completely separate universe. It's crazy. And I might actually go I might actually change to the scoreboard maybe at halftime. But I try to like keep stuff like as the same as possible. I try to keep things as same as possible when we get off to good starts. Like I think I wanted to come out with a scoreboard week 2 against Dallas, and then we came out and start cooking, and I just left it like this. So I might leave it like this. That's what I'm saying. T Midas, he's doing his thing. This is what I've been saying for weeks, man. I've been saying this for weeks. We needed little Jordan Humphrey on this team from week 1, first off. We needed him and Montrell Washington on this team. People kept on saying Jalen Hyatt, Bo Collins, they're not ready. They can't. Jalen Hyatt may never be ready, and Bo Collins just isn't ready. They can't play wide receiver in the NFL. And the fact that they were playing and we got this guy on the practice squad is nuts. Because, again, he can play wide receiver in the NFL. I don't think Lil Jordan Humphrey is going to have a great season. Like, I don't think he's going to become our number 1 receiver or even a guy that gets like 700-800 yards. Who knows, maybe, but I just don't see that. But he's a guy that when you put him there, you have to actually think about this guy doing something. Like the guys we had out there last week was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. So the Eagles are bringing this out from the 1, and our coverage has been great this year. But this time, it looked like it was a fumble for a second, but this time He brings us back 30 yards. So I think he would, if he would have nailed it, it would have come out to the 30 anyway. So not really an eventful return right there. I had to take that first risk. You know, when you make tea and you got to take that first risk to find out if it's hot or not, if it's going to burn you or not. Looks like I'm okay. All right. So here they go, talking about how great Saquon is. Shotgun, 3 wide receiver set for the Eagles. Goddard in at tight end. And Hurts is going to drop back. Quick throw to Goddard. And he's going to go down from a Tyler Nubin tackle, about 4 yards there. I think that was about 4 yards. Should be a 2nd and 6 coming up. Eagles in the slot. Eagles in the huddle. Dotson in the game. Smith in the game. This Eagles offensive line versus our defensive line. Now, in the pass rush game, in the run game, I don't see us doing much. Whoa, look at Burns. Oh my gosh, get this guy down. Get this guy on the ground, man. Brian Burns blew that play up and missed the tackle. Then we had some reinforcements that came and cleaned it up. So Saquon is going to go back 1 yard. This is going to make this a 3rd and 7. I'm pretty sure we got coming up, or 3rd and 8. And the Giants pass rush is going to tee off right here. Get after the quarterback. The crowd is in it. The crowd is getting loud. This is how you come out and save your job. Shane Bowen, Brian Dable, they're not going to say their jobs. What am I talking about? But this is how you come out and try to win a game today. Execute here on 3rd down. 3 wide receivers set. Dallas Goedert. That was definitely a false start. They're not going to call, and Brian Burns is going to take Brian Burns takes Jalen Hurts down to the ground. Brian Burns, 6 sacks on a year. 6 games, 6 sacks for Brian Burns. Abdul Carter with the stunt. Abdul Carter eats up the space. Brian Burns loops around and goes and gets Jalen Hurts. He's gotten like 2 or 3 sacks this year doing that. That's one thing that Shane Bowen has given us, is these stunts have worked in these pass rush situations. It's just he went away from it last week. So the Giants are coming out kicking. This is exactly what happened last week. So we got to continue it, though. We can't just let this be. And that kick almost got blocked, man. Gunnar Olszewski's going to field that, makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, and he's going to go out at the 34. Again, the Giants special teams continues to look really good in the return and coverage units. Jaxson Dart coming back out. Lil Jordan Humphrey still in the game. Theo Johnson in the game. Bellinger in the game. So the Giants are pretty much going 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers every play this game. They've been using the tight ends in line. They've been using the tight ends in the slot. Look at Eli, man. He got some age on him, man. The Giants are aging Eli. All right. 1st and 10. Dart with the chain shimmering around his neck. Theo in motion. Scatterboo hits the hole with some authority, and he picks up about 3.5. Maybe they'll give him 4 right there. But I would say that's about 3.5 right there. Maybe even closer to 3. And this is what I'm saying. This completely changes, and they will give him 4 there. So Dart in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, including Theo in the slot. Bellinger in line. Lil Jordan Humphrey at the top of the screen. Play action. Dart's got time. He's got all day. He's taking a shot. And you got Wan'Dale Robinson wide open. And he's going to get back up and get 4 or 5 more yards. Nobody touched him down. Dart had forever to throw the ball on that play. The Eagles are definitely missing Jalen Carter right now. So let's see how many they sent. They sent 4. And we just had them all blocked up. All right, Giants right here at the Eagles 36. Devin Singletary in the backfield, and he's going to lose a yard. And people are going to blame that on Devin Singletary, but that was just poorly blocked there on that side. And Tyrone Tracy was supposed to be good for this game, and it looks like he's not going to be playing. It looks like he's just not going to be a big part of this game. So maybe he's an emergency running back. But the Giants are going to go empty right here. Running back on the right side. 3 receivers on the right side. Bellinger in at inline tight end. Eagles sending some more heat. Dart stepping up. Dart escaping. Dart running. Dart has got Wan'Dale wide open. Wan'Dale escaping. Wan'Dale's got to cut back. Touchdown, Giants! Let's go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about, Wan'Dale. Way to step up. Way to step up. Way to step up, man. That's what I'm talking about. This is how you do it, man. This is how you do it. I gave them no shot to win this game, and they're going to go out and do their thing. This is what you get out of a young quarterback with some juice. Escaping the pocket, escaping the sack. Both of these touchdowns, he escaped 2 or 3 sacks. And the Giants are about to go up 14-13. He just missed the extra point. So after 2 touchdowns, we missed the extra point. We almost missed it the first time, missed it the second time. So you got to clean that up, man. We got to clean that up. But for the second week in a row, Jaxson Dart starts 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Second week in a row. So the defense at this point, we can't give up an 87-yard touchdown. Can't give up an 87-yard touchdown and let them get back in it. That makes it a 3-point game. So let's get another stop. Let's put another 7 on the board. But we can't be missing these extra points, man. Like, we got to figure out. The special teams has been flawless besides the kicker. And even then, I think that's like our first. That's like the first miss. And this is. I try not to be negative. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, we signed Young Wei Koo, but he didn't. Apparently, he didn't win the competition against Jay McAtamney. He didn't win the competition, so I don't know if that was him missing stuff in practice, or if they just. I don't know what the logic was for that, but he apparently didn't win the job. And Gano, I forgot if they ended up sticking him on IR or not, but I think they're basically wanting Gano to come back off of the groin injury. So this guy, Jude, is just getting elevated over and over again. And the guy is struggling to make these extra points. Yeah, Dart is a dude, man. He's just got to sustain this the rest of this game. He's got to sustain the rest of the game. The offensive line has to continue blocking the rest of the game. But the defense also has to continue to play. I mean, I'm not saying they can't ever give up points. They're not the 85 Bears. But at the same time, they can't collapse. The offense can't completely go away from what they've been doing. I mean, they've got to step up. They got to step up. All these guys got to step up. Because listen, we couldn't hold this 14-3 lead, and we don't have we got a 13-3 lead, but we couldn't hold a 14-3 lead against the Saints. So up on the Eagles, I'm not celebrating yet. And it just makes you mad because now, looking at this game, if we end up winning this game, it's going to make you say, what if we beat the Saints and what if we beat the Cowboys? That's the type of stuff that makes me mad. We'd be at 500 if we just took care of business that we were supposed to take care of. Gillen's going to punt this inside the 5. Giants coverage unit. Nice tackle there from Dane Belton. And he's going to go down there at the 25. So now they're showing the dart play. Wan'Dale Robinson ran that out. He had forever. He was standing open. Wan'Dale makes a guy miss, cuts back inside, makes Makuba miss. And Lil Jordan Humphrey actually blocks somebody. And they get into the end zone. And that was a nice play by Wandale after the catch to make sure he didn't go out of bounds, make sure he didn't get tackled. And Jalen Hyatt is exactly where he belongs, and that's on the sideline. Shouldn't be even in the building. Shouldn't be on the bench, man. And here we go. Play action, Jalen Hurts taking a shot, and that's going to go out of bounds. A Debo in coverage on A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts had a little time right there. I think that was, I was going to say George Selvey. What's the guy's name? We got so many pass rushers, so many third-string pass rushers from the Cowboys that just go all over the NFC East. I don't know why I'm forgetting them, but you all know who I'm talking about. He was rushing after him and didn't get much pressure. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Eagles in the shotgun. Dallas Goedert at tight end. 3 wide receiver set. Jalen Hurts taking another deep shot, and A.J. Brown makes an amazing catch because Adebo was all in his grill, and he just made a great catch. Just threw it up to him one-on-one. I think the Giants were what? Let's see what Nubin does there, if they were in cover 3 or man. It looks like that was just man. And Adebo, like I said, was in a great spot. It's just a nice focus, nice coverage there from A.J. Brown. Here goes Saquon. And Saquon, man, he started to accelerate like he was going to take that completely the other way, or take that completely to the house. Again, this Eagles offense is not, I don't expect us to completely mute them. But you got a 2nd and 4 coming up after a 6-yard carry from Saquon. Saquon in a shotgun here with Jalen Hurts. 2 wide receivers left. Dotson to the right. Smith in motion to the outright. Jalen Hurts with too much time for my, oh my gosh, way too much time. He has Goddard wide open in the zone. Wide open in the middle of the field. And the Eagles are going to be in the red zone, it looks like. Way too much time. Dex is doubled. Kayvon is getting doubled by, yeah, that's just too much time. With Burns off the field, they're not winning. With Burns off the field, they're not winning. They're pass rush reps. I don't know why I can't talk today. So Jalen Hurts dumps that off to Dallas Goedert for a gain of 2, maybe 3. But the Eagles offense heating up right here. If the Giants can hold them to 3, I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll definitely take that if the Giants can hold them to 3. They said I'm actually watching this on Prime, so I'm good right here. All right. Eagles going empty right here. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown in a slot. Saquon in a flat, waiting for a screen. And Devontae Smith is matched up on Bobby Okereke in that zone and just eats him for breakfast pretty much. That's just too easy. That's just way too easy right there. And Dart is realizing, oh, I'm going to have to actually fight for this game. Eagles are not going to go away quietly. And the Giants defense, like I said, besides this last drive, they haven't looked good. They haven't looked good yet. Because these plays that they're getting are all chunk plays, and that's just not good at all. And now they're getting under in the pistol. They're going to hand this off to Saquon. Saquon spinning. Saquon gets a half a yard. Almost every primetime game has been a close game. It's been a competitive game. It's been exciting. Almost every one. Like every Thursday, every Thursday, every Sunday night, every Monday night game almost has been amazing. So maybe this will be like that. 2nd and goal coming up. You got isolation, Adebo one-on-one against A.J. Brown. There is a lot of space there. Jalen Hurts under center is going to... Oh, my gosh. There is no way he should have scored right there. Y'all all saw him pitch it to him and hesitated. Jalen Hurts pitched the ball to Dallas Goedert. And this dude sat there with the ball and stood there. The Giants defenders stood there and looked at him. And it looked like it was all bottled up. And then he just said, oh, well, no one's tackling me, so I'll run it in. Like, what a horrible Like, there's no way that he should have scored right there. He held that ball for way too long. But the Eagles are on the board. The Eagles are about to kick this extra point and make it a 13-10 game. 3-point game instead of a 4-point game because we missed an extra point. So the pressure is back on Jaxson Dart and the Giants to go down the field and score a touchdown for the third straight drive, which history shows us he goes down the field twice and then the defense figures out what we're doing. Because this time we haven't just used the tight ends. We've used Lil Jordan Humphrey. We've used Wan'Dale Robinson. Jaxson Dart has run. He's gotten some stuff with his, on the run, on the move, throwing the ball. So we'll see if we can sustain this. But I mean, we just got that's the effort on that play. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Like, I'm gonna need a little bit more effort right there on that pitch to Goddard because there's no way that dude should just walk in. You said concerning news about Dart. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I'm not seeing anything, and I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist until I see it on my screen. Let's see. How are we doing? So the first drive, Saquon runs for 19 yards, then he runs for 12. Then the Eagles forgot what they do, but they ended up in field goal range, kicked the field goal. The Giants get the ball, hand off to Scatterboo. Dart throws it to Lil Jordan Humphrey one-on-one in man coverage. He comes down with the football. You get a 30, 40-yard gain there. And then Dart eventually escapes 2 or 3 sacks and runs it into the end zone. Then we kick the ball off. The Eagles go 3 and out. Jalen Hurts gets sacked on 3rd down by Brian Burns. And then we get the ball back again. Go straight back down the field on some nice throws from Jaxson Dart. And got it to Wan'Dale after breaking out of a sack. And Wan'Dale turned upfield and ran it into the end zone. So we went straight down the field twice on our first 2 drives, just like last week. 2 straight touchdowns, and now the Eagles just scored. So we also missed the extra point on the second one. So the Eagles just scored, and the score is 13-10. Should be 14-10, but it is what it is when you play games, the kind of games that we like to play at kicker. Because he almost missed the first extra point, and then the next one he misses it even more to the right. So he actually missed that one. So the Giants are going to have to get this ball, and they're going to have to continue to score. I need points every time. Until the Eagles slow down, we can't slow down because our defense has looked very, very bad. Besides that one drive where they went 3 and out, we've looked very, very. We haven't put up much of a fight at all. And we're going to go down there at the 21. Really great coverage from the Eagles special teams unit. That's one of our worst returns of the year. And now they're showing a recap of the 2 scoring touchdowns from Jaxson Dart. Wan'Dale actually figuring out how to play with a guy that's on the move there. All right, so here we go. Jaxson Dart again. This time he is back in the gun. Wan'Dale in motion. Wan'Dale's going to get this. He's got some decent blocks, and I mean, Tyrone Tracy couldn't have done any worse blocking right there. He gets basically blown up, and we get no yards. I don't know who Tyrone Tracy was blocking, but he got no push there. He got no push at all. But the actual line blocked that up pretty well. Adebo had pretty good coverage actually on that one-on-one to A.J. Brown. It was just, he just made a really great play on the ball. So Dart back in the gun. Play action. He's got time. He's stepping up. He's going to try to take off, and he's going to go down. And they're going to try to say it was a fumble, but he was clearly down. So he's going to get a sack where then go back a half a yard pretty much. But yeah, he tried to escape right there, and he pretty much ran himself into a sack, to be honest. And that actually kind of looked like a fumble to me, to be honest. But we recovered it either way. So 3rd and 10 coming up for the Giants, off of a pitch to Wandale that went for nothing, and then a Dart sack. So 3rd and 10 coming up. First third and long in this drive here. A rocket to Lil Jordan Humphrey, and that's going to only pick up 4 or 5, and we'll punt. But again, at least we have a receiver that can actually run a slant. So the Giants will go 3 and out after starting off with 2 touchdowns, and again, more of the same of what we saw last week. 2 straight touchdowns, and then we give up then we give up a touchdown, and then all of a sudden we're out of it. I don't know if it's conservative. I just think they got blown up. Tyrone Tracy doesn't block right there. I don't know what the play was on that 2nd down sack, but it looked like he was looking downfield. So I'm not going to say that's conservative. I mean, I think it's just the players just doing what they do every week, which is starting to fold. They just fold after those first 2 drives. I will say that, you can still put that on coaching because they got to sustain that level of focus the entire game. But I don't think the play calling was conservative right there. But yeah, we're going to kick this off to the Eagles. Hopefully we kick it off and it's actually a punt that, starts them off in some field position that is advantageous for us. Because again, the Giants defense has been horrible. They've been really bad besides one drive today. Every single time Saquon touches the ball, it's like he gets 12 yards at least. And then the pass rush, when there's no Brian Burns in the game, has been horrible. Kayvon Thibodeau was one-on-one with Jordan Mailata, but also Saquon was helping to block there, so he's handled. Dex was double teamed. He wasn't going anywhere. And then you got, again, I keep wanting to call him George Selvey, but you got the guy that Golston. You got Golston over there on the other end, and he's not winning his one-on-one. And then, of course, whoever the other defensive tackle isn't winning his. So it's frustrating. But the defense has got to step up. They got to step up. And then the coverage, of course, has not been that good. And I wouldn't even say, again, like that coverage on A.J. Brown on that one-on-one to the outside, that was pretty good coverage. That was just a really great catch from A.J. Brown. Nice focus. But the coverage mistakes we've had have been at linebacker. Bobby Okereke in the middle. A bunch of guys that just are just getting put in bad situations, to be honest. So we got a 4th and 4 coming up, and it looks like the Giants will punt. Yep, they're not crazy. They're going to punt from their own, I think, 30-something yard line or 28. Jamie Gillen is going to kick this off, and let's hope we can get a nice punt here. Dotson trying to take this back, and really great coverage here on this punt. And that is somebody Jones. I swear I know everybody on the roster, and then all of a sudden guys just start appearing. But nice coverage right there on that punt. The Eagles will start at the 30-something, so not bad from where we punted it from. So Hurts and the offense is going to come back out there. Yeah, that was a nice catch. All right, so they're showing the announcers. Hurts is in the gun again, 3 wide receiver set. And Abdul Carter just completely missed the sack. Just completely ran past Jalen Hurts. And luckily, his teammates cleaned it up. I don't know if that was a draw or if Jalen Hurts just panicked. But Abdul Carter just ran right by him. And he does a lot of that. Unfortunately, he has a lot of pressures. He has much more pressures than any other rookie. Not even close. But he just cannot seal the deal with one of these sacks. So the Eagles are going to start off here, getting no yards. And then they're going to start here on 2nd and 10. And I'm assuming that Saquon will probably touch the ball here on this play. They're going, I think, 2 tight ends. Saquon with the ball picks up 3. Picks up maybe 2.5, actually. And this is going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. The Giants defense, you put yourself in the right situation. And this is what we've done all year long. We've put offenses in 3rd and longs and 2nd and longs, and we have not gotten off the field here. We have got to get off the field here. Jeffrey Lurie's wife has to be like at least 30 years younger than him. But I guess that's what happens when you're a billionaire. Anyway, let's see what happens here on 3rd and long. We've been in this situation all year long. And I'm happy that we don't see Deonte Banks on the field. Giants pass rush. And here going to pick this up. I don't know what type of zone coverage that was, but there was nobody within 5 yards of Devontae Smith. It looks like a miscommunication here. Yeah, it seemed like everybody got their man and 2 people got stuck on the same person to the left, and Devontae Smith is wide open across the middle of the field, and you give up a 3rd and long. And there we go. Another easy, and the Giants are going to have to get out of zone here. I know they don't want to play man against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, but that's your best option. Because right now, Bobby Okereke and Darius Muasau are not going to do it in coverage. They're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it in coverage, man. Like, Okereke is not going to get it done in coverage. Like, they're just not cutting it, man. Like, you're giving up chunks because you're in this soft zone. And I'm not going to say that the Giants always do that because we played a ton of man. And that's way too much time for Jalen Hurts. And he is going to find another wide open man. Time to get out of zone. Time to get out of zone here. They can't play zone coverage. The Giants have to be the worst zone coverage. They've got to be the worst zone team I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a team worse at playing zone coverage than the Giants. There shouldn't be people wide open like that in zone coverage. Like, there's no one within 15 yards of guys in zone coverage. Hand off to Saquon. Nice patient run, and Kayvon blows it up right there. Nice job by Kayvon Thibodeau to set the edge because Saquon was definitely about to jump out of the window. Really great job setting the edge right there. And he almost got washed inside, but he just broke off of Mailata and just cleaned that up. Again, man, like, we continue to do a good job on 1st and 2nd down for the most part. And 3rd down, we just give up these chunks and then teams just get momentum. But it's like, come on, man. Here we go. 2nd and 10, back in the gun. A.J. Brown in motion. You got way too many guys. At least, listen, we give up a 1st down there by Cordell Flott on Goddard in zone. But at least someone was actually beside Goddard. Like, at least somebody was beside him. And they're going to mark them half a yard short of a 1st down. And the Eagles are definitely going to run the tush push. It's time, man. They're 100% running the tush push. And if they're not, this is going to be some kind of a toss play. Yeah, replay assist said they got a 1st down, and he clearly did get a 1st down. So the Eagles won't run a tush push. But again, man, like, To get teams in 3rd and 7s with this pass rush and not get off the field consistently, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 20, to not get off the field in all of these situations is just, it's just ugly. Who caught that pass from Hurts? That was, I think, Dallas Goedert. They caught it and it fell forward. But here we go, 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 12-yard line, at the Giants 12. Giants still in zone coverage. They just won't get out of this zone. It has not worked the entire game. You got to go to man. They can't play. They can't play zone coverage. And Debo, I'm just so sick of the way that they're playing this. I'm just so sick of the way they're playing this, man. Like, Bowen is scared of Hurts taking off and running, but at the same time, it's like these receivers have nobody anywhere near them. A running quarterback can definitely hurt you, but a quarterback that is able to throw to wide open people can hurt you a lot more than a running quarterback. So it looks like the Giants are manning up right here. And I'm telling you, Lane Johnson false starts every single time. Nice play by Debo right there. Jalen Hurts scrambled right, tried to get it to tried to get it to Saquon, and Debo swatted it away. Man covers there. And the Giants went man right there and they were fine. And he had some time. Drew Phillips was definitely holding the guy in the end zone. So here we go, 3rd and 1 coming up, and you already know this is 4-down territory as the Eagles are going to run this touch push. It's probably a fake one too. Oh my God, blow the play dead. Blow the play. This is what I'm talking about. They don't blow the play dead. Like, they let this team just run the touch push, and they don't blow it dead when forward progress stops. Like, you got to blow the play dead when forward progress stops. And that's how guys are getting hurt, because they're running this touch push and they stop them. And then the refs just say, oh, let's see if we can just let them regroup and push them forward some more. So you let the guy get an extra half a yard. So now this 4th and 1 is going to be a 4th and inches. Like, what a joke, man. Like, blow the play dead, man. So it's 4th and inches, and like I said, since they let them get those extra couple inches, this is going to be an easy 4th down conversion here on this touch push. All right, here we go. So the Eagles, of course, are going to come back out here on 4th and inches. They're going to run the touch push. The Giants are all crowded up to stop it. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. They easily picked that up, but barely picked it up. So, you never know how that'll end up going. You never know how that'll end up going, because if they had actually blown the play dead the snap before, he may not have gotten that. Like, the play itself is not a like an unfair play. What's unfair is how they call it for the Eagles. That's what's unfair. Is that the initial forward progress gets stopped. And they're just, of course, just going to keep running the touch push all day until they get into the end zone. Like, this is ridiculous, man. So he's going to be down at the 1 inch yard. The 1 inch yard. The Eagles, first off, are scoring at a 92% clip in the red zone. Like, they've run this play 3-4 times in a row. And now it's times where they run this play over and over again where people are going to start to say the owners are going to eventually outlaw this thing. And he's in the end zone. Oh, what a fun play. This is what people watch football for. What an entertaining play. Like, it's not even a strong arm play. It's like it's just like what a boring play, man. They're just running the same play over and over again. So now the Eagles have a 3-point lead, and we got a guy hurt now on this play. Yeah, this is the last year that the touch push is going to be around because I just can't see the NFL wanting to continue to broadcast how boring this play is, first off, and the fact that guys have gotten actually hurt from it this year. And Lane Johnson literally false starts every play. And I want you all to pay attention because they'll probably run this tush push again. I want you all to pay attention. Look, see if you can see this. Look at, let's see. I just want you all to see this. Look at his hand moving before the ball moves. Look at his hand moving before the ball moves. Like, the guy is literally moving before the ball is snapped, and they do it every time. Like, there's nothing wrong with the play if you actually follow the rules of the game, except they break all of the rules of the game and nobody ever calls it. Lane Johnson on every single pass play false starts. Every single play the guy false starts, and they never throw the flag. It's just like I have no issue with the play if it's actually run by the rules of the NFL. It's never officiated correctly. And like at this point, if this team keeps winning all these games and like Super Bowls on that play, it's like, come on, man. It's just such a cheap play because you're not calling. It's one thing if they're doing it and they're snapping the ball and they have to wait for the ball to be moving before they move. And they actually blow the play dead when forward progress stops. But the referees allow them to get forward progress, stop, wait 3 seconds, and then they get to push some more. You don't get multiple surges. This is not rugby. You don't get multiple surges to run the ball in short yardage. Like in football, when forward progress stops in a scrum, the play is blown dead, except in this situation. That's the only way. That's the only way. Because even if it's 3rd and 3, they're going to get those 3 yards in those 2 tush pushes. And there we go. So 17-13 game. Would be 17-14, would be a field goal game, but we missed our extra point. But at least we got points on the board, right, folks? What a joke, man. Like, there's nothing about that play that's football. Like, they really ran that rugby play multiple times in a row. if you had a good O-line, would you put it out there on defense against the touch push? There's no way. And there, DJ Davidson is on the cart because they're running this BS play. And that ball looks like it was going to go. That probably would have gone in the end zone. Gunnar Olszewski taking it back. And he's going to go down at the 34. So the Giants will have decent starting position. So here we go. Dart back out here. It's been forever since we've seen the offense because the Eagles just ran an 8-minute drive. Ran 8 minutes off the clock. Even though they got a bunch of chunk plays, those touch pushes take a lot of time off the clock. They ran 4 of them in a row. 1st and 10. 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off to Scatterboo. Scatterboo has had no room today, and he's going to fight for 3. They're going to give him 3, even though he got more. But they're going to give him 3 yards there. You got Tracy out there. So Tracy has been out here for a number of plays. He's blocked. He's been a decoy, but he has not gotten one handoff yet. And there's his first handoff. Tracy is going to make one guy miss, and then he's going to get 1.5 yards. And here we go. The Giants will be in a 3rd and long situation already. I kind of don't like running after we've consistently not gotten much yards. I kind of wish that we would have thrown a quick game kind of throw on 2nd down. Something just quick to get the ball out of their hands. But 3rd and 6 coming up. They're bringing Hyatt out there. Lil Jordan Humphrey is out there. Let's see if Wandale is out there. He should be. He's out there. Theo Johnson's in the game. The Eagles looking like they're sending a little pressure, disguising some stuff here. 4 seconds on the play clock. And Lil Jordan Humphrey, 1st down conversion. There we go. All I want is a guy to run the offense, man. He doesn't have to be a superstar, just a guy to run the offense. Like, they keep playing. They talk to me. They talk to me on Twitter like I don't know what I'm talking about. There's no way you're going to tell me that Bo Collins is a better player than Lil Jordan Humphrey. Fake pitch. Dart's going to take off. Secure the football. 1st down. So Dart across midfield. And the Giants are in business. 4:55 left in the 2nd quarter. In this half is the perfect time for the Giants to, run a little bit of clock off the board and get in the end zone. And they're going to call him short right there. So why are we coming out in the pistol, man? Like, why are we coming out in the pistol in a pitch? Scatterboo's going to pick it up and pick up about 6 and pick up a 1st down. That's a thing where it's like, yeah, we picked up the 1st down, but I would much rather come out under center. I just feel like when you're under center, the ball does not have to go back as backwards to pick up that 1st down. So 1st and 10 coming up here for Dart. 2 backs in the backfield. Or it's actually Wandale and Tracy. Wandale's going to get the short pass, and he's got to make one man miss, and he can't. That was a nice design play. It's just really great tackle from the defender, and Wandale just got to make that guy miss, and he couldn't. So that's going to be a 0.5 yard gain. They're going to call it a 2nd and 9, but that's really a 2nd 9.5. Ringo is not a good corner. They're missing Quinyon Mitchell. So this should be some opportunity. We don't have many receivers out there, but this should hopefully be an opportunity through the air. 2nd and 9 coming up. Hyatt communicating with Dart. In the gun. They're sending a blitz off the left side. Dart's got to get rid of it. Theo Johnson catches it, but he puts it behind Theo instead of in front of him. And if he put it in front of Theo Johnson, he catches that and probably picks up a 1st down. But nice job by Theo to catch the ball. The thing is, the Eagles' offense has not been good this year. That's the thing. They have not been as explosive as they normally are. But the Giants are usually a get-right game. 3rd and 4 coming up right here at the edge of field goal range. And if we get any yards right here, I see Dable going for it because he doesn't trust the kicker, which at that point, get another kicker. And that's a catch there from Jalen Hyatt. And they're going to give it to him. There we go, first down. Nice catch there from Jalen Hyatt on that on that stop route. Nice strong hands. That's the Jalen Hyatt that we saw as a rookie that had great ball skills, that could snatch the ball out of the air, had fly paper hands. That's what we're looking for. And he's going back to Hyatt. This time Hyatt gets 5. Hyatt cheesing from ear to ear. So the clock winding down, 9, 8, 7, 6, and this is going to go down to the 2-minute warning. So hopefully the Giants can score, leave a little bit on the clock, and then get this out of the half. Opportunity to try to go up 2 possessions. All right. But yeah, the Eagles offense has struggled a lot with their new offensive coordinator. Saquon is averaging like 3 yards a carry. What am I saying? The receivers have been struggling. They've been complaining, but the defense has been so good that it hasn't really mattered. But today, the Eagles offense is running on all cylinders because the Giants defense stinks. They don't have a competent guy calling plays on defense, and he's literally playing them to their weakness. Yeah, that was a nice couple plays by Hyatt, man. Like, if he can continuously make those, now they were horrible routes and he didn't have much separation, but listen, if he can do that, just that little bit helps a little bit, because like the threat that you can run any route besides just the go route opens things up, which is why I wanted little Jordan Humphrey out there. Bo Collins may never play again this season because Bo Collins clearly can't be trusted to run slants because he gave up on his slant last week and we got an interception. So Bo Collins may not get much more opportunity. And Dart zipped it in there too, so that was a really nice catch there from Hyatt. All right, so what we got here? 2 minutes left in the first half. Everything winding down. I did log in my underdog. I picked the Eagles to cover the spread. Didn't put much on there, so if they do what people are expecting them to do, I'll get some help. I'll get some payout. If not, I'll celebrate. I'm not going to care about the money I had in underdog since last year disappearing. If we get a win, especially against the Eagles, I would never, ever root for us to lose to the Eagles in tank situations, in any situation. All right, 2nd and 4 coming up. It is hilarious how little Scatterboo is and how big he is at the same time. Wandale and Scatterboo in the backfield with Dart. Dart is moving. He's got to protect the ball. He is still, oh my God, look at Jaxson Dart, man. Oh my gosh. Jaxson Dart, man, he took his eyes off. He took his eyes to look at the rest way too many times, almost ran himself into sacks, and then just ran himself out of it. And that's what youth can do for you, is that you can make all types of mistakes, and you can just run yourself out of them. You can just run yourself out of the mistakes. That is nuts, man. He gave me so much anxiety on that play, but we pick it up. And he's doing a much better job protecting himself. 5-4, the clock is winding down. Handoff to Scatterboo. Nice design handoff there from the Giants coaching staff. And then we pick up 6 right here on first down. That was a fake sweep. That was a fake sweep to Tyrone Tracy, and then a handoff up the gut to Scatterboo. Yeah, that was a nice play design right there. And the Eagles just took their first time out. They're trying to preserve some time to try to go down and score their own points before the end of the half. So here we go. I really miss Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth together. I really miss that tandem. And I miss Jim Nance and Phil Simms, not Chris. I miss Jim Nance and Phil Simms together too. I definitely miss those two duos, but you know, the higher ups had different different goals than I did. And of course, John Gruden on Monday Night Football was great. 2nd and 4 coming up, 1:40 left in the second quarter. Nice drive here from the Giants. Eagles sending a blitz off the left side, hand off to Scatterboo. Scatterboo keeping the legs pumping. And at least they're letting us keep the ball moving forward after forward progress stopped. Picking up 2.5 here, making this a 3rd and 1.5, 3rd and 2 coming up. Philly's going to take their second time out, so at least the Eagles will probably be going into the half. Or if they get the ball back, they'll probably get it with no timeouts left, or at least one. So nice job to make them use some timeouts, but we got to get in the end zone here. This is crucial. This is not a game we can settle. This is not a game we can miss a bunch of opportunities. And I don't know why they just pull a little Jordan Humphrey off the field. I think the Giants are going to probably try to go heavy. They'll probably try to go play action and get the ball to Theo Johnson. They got 3 tight ends in the game. I think they're going to go heavy and try to get it to Theo. That's what it looks like to me. 3rd and 1 coming up. Now, this may just be a run to try to pick up the first down with Scatterboo, but I look at this as a play action opportunity too. But on 3rd and 1, they're actually running a sneak. Okay, they ran a quarterback sneak. Dart picks up the first down pretty easily. And that was like, they weren't expecting that at all. They weren't expecting him to keep that ball at all. And like, one thing about Daniel Jones is in that quarterback sneak situation, I felt great because he was a huge body. Dart is not the same height as Daniel Jones. He's not the same weight. So I don't feel as confident. But if we can, get some kind of movement like that, then by all means, let's run it. As long as he protects himself, but that's kind of difficult to do right there. Because also with Jalen Hurts, he's kind of protected because he's behind all those people and he's getting pushed and he's kind of protected right there. But here we go. The Giants got a fresh set of downs, 1st and goal. Eagles have used all their timeouts. 1:27 left in the second quarter. You got to think, will the Giants try to run this just for the sake of trying to run the clock down? Or will they try to just throw it in the end zone? Shout out to Chris Manhurst. He got the Jamaica flag on his helmet. All right, 1st and goal coming up. 2 wide receivers. Theo Johnson at fullback, or is that Bellinger? Play action. Dart's got forever. Oh, a little Jordan Humphrey drops it. It looked like it got knocked out of his hands. He hit Jordan Humphrey in the back of the end zone, and that ball should have been caught. Out of all people, Adoree Jackson breaks it up. And Adoree Jackson has been struggling. Oh, that wasn't even Adoree Jackson. That was him getting whooped. But Makuba actually broke that play up. Yeah, Lil Jordan has got to secure that ball, man. Big body, just shield him away, secure that football. So this is going to be a handoff to Scatterboo most likely. Scatterboo up the middle, yeah! Touchdown Giants. Scatterboo up the middle, 1:19 left for the Eagles. which is more time than I wanted to leave them, but I will take a touchdown every time if I'm a Giants fan. The Giants putting up 20 points or 19 because we gotta make it. We gotta make the extra point. But the Giants putting up 19 or putting up 3 touchdowns in the first half, I'm always excited for that. The score right now is 19-17 Giants pending the extra point. And it looks like we're going to actually kick this extra point. So let's see. Can we make an extra point? And it's right down the middle. So the score going into 1:19 left in the second quarter is 20-17. Hoping the Eagles don't get this ball back and score in any way, and we can go into this half and get the ball back without them scoring. All right, so the Giants are going into this 20-17. The Eagles are going to get the ball back with 1:19 left and no timeouts. So listen, this Giants team is going to play super soft. We already know they're going to play super soft off coverage. Whether it's man or zone, it's going to be off and it's going to be soft. That's what we expect. Shane Bowen, how about you dig into your bag and you pull out a blitz? They're not going to be expecting a blitz. Happy with the performance so far. I'm very happy with the offensive performance so far. I am very surprised by it, actually. And I'm not happy at all with the defense. Besides one drive, we have been non-existent on defense. Completely non-existent on defense we've been. I mean, we got to step up. The run game has been killing us. The pass game has been killing. People have been wide open. The good thing is that the run game is going to be off the table at the end of this half, but the coverage has been so loose. And when I say loose, I mean they've been so bad because even in zone coverage, you don't expect that much space for these receivers. It's been so bad. The zone coverage has been so bad today and plays that they've played zone that I don't have much faith in this defense. So, I mean, if we can get a sack right here in this end of this first half, that will be beautiful. This is literally what we have this team for. Like you got to think like this is literally what we have this team for, like this defensive line, so we can come out with sacks. And he muffs the kickoff, and now he's going to try to bring it out. And the Eagles are going to start off at the 5-yard line with the 1:12 to go. He should not have brought that ball out of the end zone. He should not have brought that ball out of the end zone. He should have taken a knee. He muffed it. He should have taken a knee, man. So the Eagles are going to start off at the 6-yard line. And Nick Sirianni. They caught Nick saying a few choice words after he saw his guy do something stupid. Now the Giants just have to not allow a big play. Just don't allow a big play. They have no timeouts. Just don't allow a big play. No timeouts, 1:12 left. They're going to hand this off to Saquon. Saquon's got all this space. All you had to do was not allow a big play. So that runs 10 seconds off the clock pretty much. Man, I'm disgusted, man. I'm disgusted here. No pass rush. A.J. Brown is going to catch this and get 8. 42 seconds left. 41 seconds. 40, 39, 38. Giants trying to keep everything. The announcer just said it. Giants trying to keep everything in bounds and in front. Here we go. 2nd and 1 here for the Eagles. No pass rush again. And A.J. Brown catches this and gets out of bounds. So there you go. The Eagles are in field goal range. That easy. like again, man, there's no pass rush. When we need it, there's no pass rush. Now, this is a great offensive line, but when we need it, there's no pass rush. There's no rush. Okay, they're not in field goal range yet. They're just across the 40. I was getting a little bit too ahead of myself. They're just across the 40. And that's going to be incomplete. Hurts tried to hit Goddard. Belton was all over that, but it was also just an errant throw. 21 seconds left. They got about 20 yards to get in the field goal range. 20 plus yards to get in the field goal range. This is, like I said, if the Giants defense can hold right here, that would be amazing. Going into the half, getting the ball out of the half, that would be incredible. So here we go. Jalen Hurts in the gun. 3 wide receivers. Giants going man. Hurts escaping. Hurts to the sideline. Hurts taking another throwaway. So 15 seconds left on the clock for the Eagles. 3rd and 10 coming up. Abdul Carter basically made Hurts have to escape to the right. Didn't find anybody open. Basically threw it away. So 3rd and 10 coming up. And that's what Hurts has pretty much done this drive. He's kind of just faded away or run out to the side and just either found somebody open or thrown it away. And here on 3rd and 10, I don't know why they have Saquon on the sideline. I don't know if he's banged up, but I don't know why this guy would be on the sideline in a situation like this. It looks like the Giants are Brian Dable just took a timeout. Brian Dable just took a timeout when the clock was running down. But I mean, why am I shouldn't be surprised that Brian Dable has no idea what's going on. I shouldn't be surprised this guy has no idea what's going on. The Eagles are about to get a 5-yard procedural penalty, and Brian Dable calls a timeout. That was idiotic. The clock was about to run out, and the Eagles are going to take a 5-yard penalty, and Dable calls a timeout. Here we go, 3rd and 10. Looks like the Giants are still in zone here. Still in man. Hurts taking off. Hurts up the middle. Hurts is going to slide. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Hurts, because he got up so lackadaisical, because Hurts got up so lackadaisical, they could not spike it. So both teams shoot themselves in the foot right there, but the Eagles do it last. So the Giants go into the half, still up 20-17. The Giants can't be in a better situation besides if their defense would have played better and actually gotten off the field earlier. But going into the half in this game on prime time against the defending Super Bowl champions in your division, you can't ask for anything better right there going up 20-17 into the half. Hurts just got up slow, flipping the ball around. I'm just loving it, Dart. Listen, man, you beat the Eagles. I respect you as a quarterback. Yeah, I love that. Come out and beat the Eagles every time. Here we go. Jalen Hurts, 12 for 14 right now. He has 2 incompletions, and I think they're both throwaways. 146 and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 8 carries for 56 yards. He has done whatever he's wanted so far. You got A.J. Brown, 6 targets, 5 catches, 73 yards. Goddard, 50 yards on 6 catches. Devontae Smith, 2 catches, 2 targets, 25 yards. So, again, Hurts only has 2 incompletions, and they're both 2 incompletions. You said it was 4th and 2 anyway. Yeah, he couldn't spike, but I think he probably would have been able to at least try to, they usually good coaching teams, like the way that Chiefs team did that fire drill basically and got out there to kick that field goal before the half in week 1, they should be able to get into a Hail Mary type of situation. Like, that should be talked about before that even happens. Because you don't, like, if you throw a Hail Mary right there, you're probably not going to throw a pick six. So it makes no sense. I would just try to line up and throw a Hail Mary because at least you get another opportunity. Because they wouldn't have had enough time to get that whole field goal unit on the field. That wasn't going to happen, to try like a 70-yarder. But I think they would have been able to at least try to get into a type of Hail Mary type of situation. All right, so I'm going to take a look at the halftime stats again. I was already reading it and I got distracted. Yeah, Dable did that. Dable called a timeout when they were going to take 5 yards. Now let's look at Jaxson Dart. Jaxson Dart is 10 for 13, 127, a touchdown, a sack. I think he pretty much had the same type of sack that Hurts has gotten. We've sacked him twice. One was a legit sack. Another was him trying to step up in the pocket and just basically was running. And that's how Dart went down pretty much. He's got 38 rushing yards, averaging 9.5 yards a run. On 4 carries, he's got 38 yards. Scadaboo's got 31 yards on 8 carries. So he's just a tinge under 4 yards a carry. He's got a long of 6. So the Eagles have been pretty much bottling that up. Tracy's got 1 carry for 1 yard. Singletary's got 1 carry for 1 yard. Wandale is the leading receiver for us right now at 5 targets, 4 catches, 62 yards. Of course, Lil Jordan Humphrey has 49 yards on 4 targets. He's got 3 catches. So both offenses moving pretty well. Both offenses have been extremely efficient. They gave Burns a sack. They gave Moasau a sack. So listen, the Giants they're in it. Losing the time of possession badly right now because the defense has been not very good. But as far as offense goes, we've been looking pretty good. 2 penalties. I said in the pregame we better not have more than like 30-something yards, 40 yards of penalties. We can't win the game. We got, I think, 2 penalties. One is a false start, and the other one I think is another procedural penalty. So 2 5-yard penalties. So we got 10 yards in penalties today so far. So we got to keep that type of thing up. We can deal with 20 yards for penalties for the game, but not, 90 like we usually have. Looking at everything else, 10 first downs for us, 14 for the Eagles. Very similar stats, very similar type of game, except the Eagles are dominating time possession. Yeah, I can't believe where we're sitting right now. I really can't believe where we're sitting. Wait, do you all think that we're gonna hold on to this lead? Because it's been tough. It's been tough, and the Giants continue to do this to us, whether it be every couple weeks this year, where they just make us look like a legit team. So let's try to get some consistency here. And just like we did against the Chargers, let's try to actually win. And let's try to hold on and win this game. If we can come out of the half, we can put 7 on the board. That is going to give us some ammunition right there. Hopefully they do what they did last week and they just go away from the run. All we need is a lucky turnover, or just a bad drive from the Eagles, a drop pass, a bad drive, whatever. just for them to get off the field. And if we can score a touchdown out of the half and we can kick a field goal even after, we're in a good spot. We're in a good position. But yeah, the Giants zone coverage is horrible, man. Like they cannot do any worse in zone coverage. They just cannot do any worse than they already doing in zone coverage. You said put the score on my screen. I usually do that. Listen, I'm superstitious at this point, and I was going to do that, but since we're leading, I'll put a ticker up. But I don't want to switch. I don't want to switch banners. I don't want to switch backgrounds because I don't want to lose the game. I don't want to lose the game. But I will put a banner right now. 2017 Giants 20. And that'll be, that way I'm not really switching it, right? There we go. That's not as good as my normal thing, but like I said, I don't want to risk losing it. I don't want to risk losing this lead. We hate Banks, but he's a decent zone corner. I don't think Banks is probably a better zone corner than he is a man corner, but I don't think he's not really that good of a corner either way. Let's see. I think Drew Phillips is a good zone corner, but I just think our linebackers are so horrible in zone coverage that we just can't play it. Like our linebackers are, like our safeties are better man coverage players than our linebackers are in zone. So, I mean, if you want to have like Okereke or Muasau underneath, if you want to have them underneath of man coverage, that's fine. But I just don't want to risk these guys continuing to they're not able to get the right depth. They're just not able to play zone coverage well. They don't understand when to pick guys up. They don't understand where people are on the field. They just aren't good. Do I think Theo is good for 3 catches? As far as his over under? Because I think he's already at what? He's got to be at 1. I think he'll get 3 catches. Hopefully. Does he have to? Is the line 3 or is the line 2.5? Because if it's 3, he may not get 4, but I think he will get to over 2 catches. Yeah, I do think Drew Phillips is more of a box type safety. And not even a box safety, but kind of like that hybrid safety. Yeah, I think he's kind of like that hybrid kind of. Oh, okay. So he's got to get 4. Yeah, I don't know. He may get 4 catches, but right now he's at 1 for 5 yards. Of course, he's a favorite target of Jaxson Dart, so he could get there. But he's got to get 3 more catches, so that's kind of tough. And they keep taking Saquon off the field in passing situations, so I don't know what they're doing that for. But I hope they keep doing it. Not for your sake, but for the sake of us winning. But I think Drew Phillips does have a nice skill set for that kind of like third, like rover safety. That's not a complete box safety, but also is not a middle of the field guy at all. Same thing with Nubin. I think Nubin is a good third safety. Like, I think he's a guy that you want always underneath. All you want Nubin doing is moving forward. All you want him doing is moving forward. If he's moving forward for the most part, he should be pretty decent. But all of the stuff where he has to drop back and then move forward, it's just not his game. He gets confused. He was great. He was smart in college. He knew everything that was going on. He was like a genius in college on the field, but in the NFL, he always looks confused. But yeah, like I said, I'll leave this ticker up. I mean, but I am not gonna risk. I'm not going to risk switching backgrounds and jinxing it. I'm not going to jinx it. I love this name, Daily Dose of BS, because the Giants usually give us a weekly dose of BS. Yeah, I thought Newman was going to be great after I saw him in the preseason. I made a video saying, is he the next Cam Chancellor? People don't understand hyperbole. You have to people don't understand, you have to package a video. You actually have to package a video for people to want to see it. So, people say, oh, you said this guy was going to be the next Cam Chancellor. There's a reason I put a question mark after. I said, is it the next Cam Chancellor? The dude obviously isn't 6'4", doesn't run a 4.4, is not Cam Chancellor at all. But Newman looked really good. And he does look forward going forward. He does look good going forward. But him back covering people is just not good. And I like Newman more in man coverage than I do in zone as a safety. I like him more covering tight ends than I do in playing traditional zone coverage because he's not good there. He's lines up in the wrong spot pre-play. His leverage is all off. Last week he jumped inside all aggressive when he was supposed to have outside leverage. I much more like the guy in man coverage on tight ends, and I like him going forward. And it makes you almost think that if he had a different defensive coordinator, would we be talking about Tyler Newman as a completely different player, as a star type of player that knocks people out and is all over the place? First Giants rookies with a rush touchdown in the same game since 1980. Wow. Yeah, I guess we haven't had. We didn't have a rookie running back when Daniel Jones was there. We've never had a rookie quarterback and rookie running back starting, I'm pretty sure, at least in my lifetime. Besides, I think Eric Gray with Daniel Jones, but he never played. He never really did anything. And Eric Gray is technically, I think, on IR, and he's done nothing. And I'm sure he's going to be in camp next year. Exactly. Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah, once Tracy gets back on his feet, I do feel pretty good. So Gunnar Olszewski takes this across the 31. I was just looking at that comment. I missed the return, but it looks like we took this across the 30. All right. I don't want to see what happened last week. You don't need to show me those stats. Let's get into this game. Jaxson Dart, empty set. Scatterboo lined up basically a tight end. Theo beside him. Scatterboo back into the backfield. He's basically catching a swing pass. He's one-on-one with the one time where Scatterboo doesn't drop his helmet into somebody. He should have probably done it. Because that guy basically dropped his whole head and Scatterboo just kind of stiff-armed him. He probably could have cut inside. He wasn't even looking at Scatterboo when he came to try to tackle him. But the Giants get 4 yards there on first down. Now they're in the pistol. 3 wide receivers set. A second handoff to Scatterboo. And this guy, man, he completely missed the hole. Completely missed the hole, but still got 4 yards. The hole was lined up, I think, between the left tackle and the left guard. Or maybe just Andrew Thomas completely washed the left side of the line. But that hole was wide open and he just missed it. But he did get 4 yards. So 3rd and 2 coming up. 3rd and short off the bat. Eagles looking like they're sending some kind of disguised blitz here. Dart throwing it up. And Theo Johnson drops it. Theo dropped it. There goes your prop bet, man. Theo's dropping the ball. That's pass interference, but he still should have caught that. What else can you do right there? He's put the ball exactly where it needed to be inside, and the Giants are punting. I would go for it there on 4th and 2 with all the momentum in the world, man. Man, I don't trust this defense, man. At least there's a good punt there. The Eagles are going to start at their 11-yard line. But, I mean, too many drop passes, too many mistakes here. That should be a catch. Like I said, there goes the prop bet that he put in. And Theo should have had that. I mean, a big body like that, he's got to catch it. So after the return, there's unnecessary roughness. So the Eagles are going to start off at like the 6-yard line. But Theo's got to catch that, man. Like, he's got to catch that. He's got to be a guy that can consistently make tight catches in tight coverage. Being that big, man, he shouldn't have even been able to get around your body. You got to do a better job boxing him out, having your arms out so you can just, like, you shouldn't have even had to work against him. Like, the guy is tiny compared to him. So yeah, I mean, hopefully next time Theo catches that, or hopefully next time it's Bellinger. But that's disappointing. Luckily, we're gonna get the ball. I mean, luckily they're getting the ball inside their own 10-yard line. So, I mean, can the Giants defense get them off the field? Because you know they're gonna come out and hand this off to Saquon, and he's gonna get a first down, first play. I bet on that. Like, I bet on that. That Saquon is going to get this carry, this first play, and he's probably going to get a first down, at the very least, if not like a 40-yard run. Because this Giants defense sells out when they have teams in the red zone, and all that happens is these teams get big plays when they are not in the red zone, but in their, close to their own goal line. All right, so here the Eagles go. Starting at the 6-yard line. Eagles in 1st and 10 after the Giants go 3 and out. Hand off to Saquon. Saquon makes a guy miss. Saquon makes another guy miss, and he goes down after 6. I would have lost my money because I would have definitely bet on Saquon to pick up a first down there, because he should have gone down. And didn't go down. Got an extra 3 yards there, but I guess that's why they pay Saquon Barkley $20 million a year. So 2nd and 4 coming up. Hurts in the backfield in the shotgun with Saquon. 2 wide receivers left, 2 tight ends to the right. Devontae Smith in motion. Another handoff to Saquon, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Kayvon Thibodeau blew that one up. Nacho helped Saquon up. And you got a 3rd and, 8 coming up? They're probably going to call it a 3rd and 7. Yeah, that's a and somebody in my group chat just said something really that makes a lot of sense. The Eagles aren't running on plays where Lane Johnson isn't false starting. Every pass play, Lane Johnson is going to false start, and they're going to call this a 3rd and 6 actually. So here we go. The Giants going in man coverage here on 3rd and 6. Actually putting pans on somebody. Hurts taking a deep shot, and he's got somebody wide open, and he overthrew him. Oh my gosh. That is nuts. That is nuts. That was the one big play of the game that they were, and they just passed them. He passed them off to somebody that wasn't there. Like, Flop passed them off to an imaginary person. Like, how can this team be so clueless? All right, and the Giants will get this ball in great field position. They're going to give it to us at the 40. Let's see where the referee stops. At the 41. That's generous of a spot for the Eagles. Okay, they're still walking. They're still walking. So close to the 45. Like, Tyler Nubin happens every week. Every week Tyler Nubin is doing something stupid. I guarantee you that when I look at this all 22 at the end of this, when it's all 22 comes out, I guarantee you Tyler Nubin was supposed to have that deep coverage. Thank you, man. Like, I love that our quarterback can throw this into coverage and the tight windows, and Humphrey can come down with the ball. So Quinyon Mitchell was ruled out with a hamstring, so the Eagles secondary takes another blow. Handoff here to Tyrone Tracy. Tracy getting some movement going. Tracy is a yard short, and they're trying to say they got a fumble, but he clearly was down. So here we go. Another 3rd and short here for the Giants. Hyatt and Lil Jordan Humphrey will come off the field. The Giants bringing in 3 tight ends. So you got to think here the Giants will probably either hand this off to Scatterboo or run another quarterback sneak. Scatterboo is going to pick it up. There you go. First down. And now there's a flag down. And let's see what the referees have to do to sabotage us. And now they're saying it's on the Eagles. Face mask. That's what they're signaling, but we'll see. We'll see, because like I said, there's always something with these referees when the Giants do something good. Okay, so face mask on the Eagles. 15 yards, and add 15 yards to the end of that run. So the Giants are in field goal range if they had an actual NFL kicker. And hopefully they end up scoring a touchdown, because I don't trust that kicker. And Scatterboo had his face mask yoked up. I mean, his face mask was really, he had a good hold of it. So 1st and 10 here from the 29-yard line of the Eagles. Dart in the shotgun here. Dart's got time. Dart's maneuvering. Dart's taking a shot. And now you got a flag, as it looks like Keely Ringo. Is that Ringo? Ringo interfered with Lil Jordan Humphrey going down the left sideline. And Lil Jordan is talking his talk to Keely Ringo. Illegal contact, so they won't call it pass interference, but they will call it illegal contact, and we get an automatic first down out of that. So here we go. Humphrey with an out and up, and Ringo just kind of put his hand in his face. All right. So here we go. Giants with another first down. So far, 2 penalties for 5 yards for the Giants. 1st and 10 in the pistol. Hand off to Tracy, and it's actually an option. And Dart is going to keep this, and we're going to get 7 yards here on first down. And that's Azeez Ojulari making the tackle there. And it looks like Azeez was calling to come out of the game. Hopefully he's not hurt. He's always hurt. All right, 2nd and 3 coming up. Dart still in the pistol. 3 wide receiver set with the tight end in the game. Hand off to Tracy. Tracy tries to get outside, and it gets bottled up by Andrew Makuba. Nice try by Tracy, but just couldn't get the edge right there. And if he had been able to, he definitely would have scored. And let's see. I think they're saying John Michael Smith is down. And you hate to see that because no matter what you think of John Michael Smith, he's the center that has worked with Jaxson Dart all year long, or as long as he's been in there. And you hate to see that, man. We cannot afford to lose guys in this interior. So hopefully he's just a little banged up and it's not anything serious because the Giants can't afford to keep losing offensive players. We can't afford to keep losing these guys. I mean, where are we going to start pulling these guys from? I couldn't tell if that was like an eye injury, if it was a shoulder. It was something. It wasn't anything with the leg. But, I'm interested to see where that goes. This is, like I said, we cannot afford to lose any more offensive players. So I'm hoping Bellinger can come back. Also, you don't want what happens like 80% of the time where there's a new center where the snap is just horrible. You don't want to, like, I'm going to knock on wood, but you just don't want to see that stuff happen. So hopefully JMS can get out there. I think our backup will be Slotman. I don't know if he even has a jersey, but I'm pretty sure the backup is Slotman. I don't want to move GVR and then move somebody else in the right guard. I don't want to do that. So I think it would be Slotman that'd be your backup. All right. So coming out of commercial here, this is actually another commercial. You said that looked like a cut? Like they cut JMS is what you're saying? Yeah, I couldn't see what happened to him. All I saw is they just said he was on the ground and then they showed him. So, I mean, I wish I knew what happened. Oh, he just cut himself. Okay, that's what you meant, an actual cut. So he actually got cut. Okay, so that's fine because he'll be back on that. So 3rd and 3 coming up for the Giants here. Up by 3 points. This is a pivotal 3rd down. Backup center. We just need a good snap. Give us a good snap. Give us a good snap. Let Dart do the rest. Dart is going to be, if he's short of a 1st down, is by an inch. And they're going to give him the 1st down. All right. Nice job by Jaxson Dart to drop his shoulder and pick up that 1st down. Big play and a very crucial moment. Played it. They need to get this snap off because he stepped out of bounds. Get the snap off. In the gun here. 3 wide receiver set. That was definitely a false start, but I won't trip. And there's just a miscommunication right there with Ringo and coverage and Lil Jordan Humphrey to target in that one-on-one situation. Dart tried to give him a shot. I don't know why they keep calling this man Little Jordan Humphrey. His name is literally, that's literally interference, man. Come on now. That's definitely contact. But here we go. 2nd and 10 coming. Back in the pistol. Theo in motion. Scatterboo gets the pitch. Scatterboo's got a block. Scatterboo getting up the field. Scatterboo just took that man's life. Oh, my God. Oh my God. He just threw Zach Bond out the club. He just threw Zach Bond out the club, man. That is crazy. He just threw Zach Bond out the club. I don't know who that was. Zach Bond got thrown out the club. Zach Bond got thrown out the club, man. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. I can't. People say like he reminds them of Bradshaw, but Bradshaw wasn't doing this to people. There we go. Scatterboo, touchdown. Clearly got a touchdown. Oh my gosh. Come on now. He clearly picked up a touchdown. No, that's a touchdown, man. That's a touchdown. That's a clear touchdown. He didn't come anywhere close to being down. Oh my. That is BS. That's BS. That's BS. That is BS. That's a touchdown as clear as day. And you can't challenge forward progress. Okay. That's what I'm saying, man. That's a touchdown. I was like, you're not going to screw us like that. Silent Chris, Scatterboo just ran in for a touchdown. Another good drive by the Giants offense. Scatterboo just threw Zach Bond out the club the play before that. He came on a toss play, and Zach Bond tried to meet him, and he just literally just threw him off like that, and Zach Bond flew out of bounds. So the Giants are going to be up if we can make this field goal, if we can make this extra point. Let's see. Okay, so it's right down the middle here. The Giants go up 27-17 on a brutal Scatterboo run right here. 27-17. Nobody was expecting this. I wasn't expecting it. Here we go. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Let's just give us, like, this is going to be a long week. This is going to be a long week after this game. Win or lose, it's going to be a long week of reflecting. Let's let that be positive reflecting. Because I was talking to my dad about 2 hours ago, and he's a Cowboys fan, and he was like, y'all going to beat them today. And I was like, are we going to? I was like, I don't think so. But I guess he was right. I guess he was right. The Cowboys magic, the division hate just is making us beat the Eagles today. Yeah, Silent Chris, you better hurry up and get in the house. You better hurry up and get in the house because it might not last. It might not last. But for now, the Giants are up 27-17 in the third quarter over the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with I don't know why I got the Giants defense starting. I don't know why I did that. I had the Giants defense. I thought I had them like on my bench because I started them last week because I thought they would kill the Saints. But I wanted the Packers starting this week, and I got the Giants out there. I forgot to take them out of my lineup because I know the Packers going against the Bengals this week are going to do some crazy stuff. But I wanted to check on Scatterboo, and Scatterboo's got 18 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns, 12 carries, 51 yards, 1 catch, 4 yards. I would think they would use Scatterboo more in the receiving game, but listen, man, he's making his impact. I'm finally starting to see this dude get the ball in the 5-yard line, within that 5-yard range of the touchdown line, and he's finishing these runs. That's what happens when you turn around and hand the ball off and the back has a head full of steam. That's what happens when you do that. Because other than that, you got him in the shotgun. He's stepping sideways to get the ball. Or he's either running sideways or stepping sideways, and he doesn't have momentum. But if you turn around and hand him the ball off, he can get forward and fight. And here we go. Another kick right in that zone for the Giants. Oh, my gosh. And it looked like he was going to get through there for a second, but the Eagles will start just inside the 30, but they'll probably give them the 30 here. So the Eagles will get this ball with, I don't know how much. Yeah, like I said, he threw Bond out the club. Like, he threw Bond out the club, man. That was disgusting. Like, Zach Bond tried to come and tackle Scatterboo, and he just shrugged him off, threw him out of bounds pretty much. So here we go, 7:52 left in the third quarter. The Eagles have the football at the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurts in the gun. 2 wide receivers to the right. Tight end to the right. I think that's Calcaterra. I can't remember. But here we go. Jalen Hurts dropping back. He is under pressure. He is stepping up, and he's got somebody wide open, man. Like, and this is what I mean. It's like in this zone coverage, these guys leave people wide open. Wide open. Look at Jaxson Dart's nameplate, man. Why does Jaxson Dart have a shoestring tying his name to his jersey? Is that not a real jersey? So here we go. Eagles off the bat. Quick first down after way too much time for Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. And there's no pass rush because they have all scrubs in the game. They got all defensive ends. And Hurts is under pressure. He's going to take off. He is completing it to A.J. Brown for 7 yards. Stop doing that, man. Why is Roy Robertson Harris rushing from the edge? Like, why? Let's see. That's a catch. That's definitely, that's not going to get overturned. So it's no point in throwing the challenge, but I'm sure Dable probably will. But that's clearly a catch. That's clearly a catch. I mean, they're not going to overturn that because he never lost the ball. They're going to say, I guarantee you, if they challenge this, yeah, Lil Jordan should have been on this roster from day one. That's what I'm saying. He should have been on this roster from day one. Okay, so they reviewed that play really quick. So that play's not going to stand. You're going to have a 2nd and long, I'm pretty sure. So this will be a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles coming up at, I think, their 40, around their 40-yard line. My thing is, like, these pressure packages that Shane Bowen has going, it's like Roy Robertson Harris should never be at edge rushing the passer. He should never be at edge. You have all of these edge players that can get after it. And then if you run out of them, you got Golston. And you got Roy Robertson Harris rushing from the edge. Like, that should never happen, man. Roy Robertson Harris against Lane Johnson is literally a cancel out non-factor. Here we go here. Man coverage here. 2nd and 10. It's actually zone. Jalen Hurts steps up and he's going to slide after he got pressured immediately that last play. So this will be a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pass rush came through that time. He stepped up, and that time Bobby Okereke and the linebackers were there. So this will be a 3rd and 7, 3rd and long. And this is a play that this defense, again, should get off the field. They should be getting off the field in a play like this. 3rd and 7 coming up. They're going to leave Saquon in to either chip and release or block. You got 3 wide receivers left. Get off the field. Come on, man. Brian Burns is got him. Brian Burns. Brian Burns. Let's go. 7 sacks for Brian Burns on the season. Brian Burns, man, he just didn't give up on the play. Hurts tried to continue. Hurts didn't throw the ball away, and he just took that sack, man. All right, so the Giants will get this ball back with the opportunity, and that punt almost got blocked, but the Giants will get this ball back with the opportunity, and that was clearly a late hit. But they'll get this ball back with the opportunity to try to go up 3 scores, or at least go up 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. I'm trying to figure out, I want to hear the story of why Jaxson Dart's jersey was tied onto him with a shoestring. I got to hear that. I got to hear that. I got to hear that story because I'm really confused. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I mean, the defensive player of the year, a lot of times is just going to go to the person with the most sacks. So he's got to be a candidate. The thing is, sometimes they factor in wins, so you never know. Yeah, Brian Burns this year he's got to be the best player on our defense. Dex has been getting doubled, but Dex has not been taken over the way that he was. And does Brian Burns get his 7 sacks this year without Dexter Lawrence being on this team? Absolutely not. Definitely not. Because he's still getting doubled every play. So if Brian Burns was getting doubled as much as Dex was getting doubled, he probably doesn't have 7 sacks. But at the same time, it's like Dex was expected to execute at a higher level than everybody else. Like Dex wrecked teams, completely wrecked teams. Like completely wrecks them. And this year, he's just not that guy. Will he eventually become that guy? I hope so. I hope that he's just getting healthy and he's getting, he was sick. He had a baby. I hope that all of these things are just delays and, in 3-4 weeks, he's that guy again. But I have not seen the same Dexter Lawrence. Still a very good player. Still a dominant player, but not dominant to the way he was before. So right now, the Giants have an opportunity to do something amazing. Again, I mean, we're going to get this ball with not the best field position. Nice punt there from the Eagles punter. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is just when we just have to play smart football. Don't take our foot off the gas. Continue to play aggressively, which is something that, Dart and Scatterboo do very well. So here we go. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Dart in the shotgun. Scatterboo back there with him. 3 wide receiver set. And Hyatt again on this out route. he's learned. Hyatt learned a new route. Hyatt learned a new route. And that gets us 7 yards on first down. They're going to give us 6. So maybe next week Hyatt can learn another route after that, and then eventually he'll have like a something that resembles the route tree at the end of the year. Still in the shotgun here. Eagles got like 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. Play action. Dart is going to get out to the outside. He's getting upfield, and he's going to turn what could have been a sack into like a 2-yard gain. I think Bellinger probably should have headed upfield there. And there you got Reed Blankenship down. He's hurt. Because, and now Cooper DeJean is about to limp off the field too. They need each other in the knees. But Bellinger on that play should have leaked upfield to try to give Dart some space to either run for that or throw it to him. And we end up getting, I think, a yard or 2 there instead of what could be a first down. So Blankenship comes off the field. DeJean stays on the field. And DeJean's one-on-one against Lil Jordan Humphrey. Giants still in the gun. This is not a play I want to see a run. Okay, we don't. And we got a guy. And look at Wandale. The way he got hit, he looked like a child. But we pick up a first down right there on Wandale coming across the field. Let's see. Yeah, nice protection right there. Nicely placed ball. And I'm sure Wandale wanted to house that. Wandale wanted to house that so bad, but he just ended up going down. Wandale at 77 yards today. Another pass to Wandale. And this time he gets 6 yards. The Giants are 8 out of 10 on third down. That's nuts. That's nuts. All right. 2nd and 3 coming up. Empty set. You got another guy wide open, but Dart taking a deep shot. And Lil Jordan Humphrey just doesn't have the juice to get downfield. But if he would have put it a little bit shorter, he may have had an opportunity to try to go up over Cooper to try to snatch that. So that 8 of 10 third down conversion is going to be put to the test. Dart had the ability to pick up that first down on that last throw, and he decided to take the deep shot. So, those are things that he's going to have to learn, but he's got an opportunity to pick it up here on third down. Here we go. 2 seconds left, and we call a timeout. That play clock did not hit 0. That play clock did not hit 0. Okay, it was a false start. So you get a false start there because the play clock ran down too low. And that's Slotman. And he's subbing for JMS. So they're evaluating JMS for a concussion. Well, that stinks, man. He literally got forearm. That should have been a penalty. 3rd and 8 coming up after a nice start to the drive. Tracy in motion. Dart is going to have to get rid of this, and he's got Theo Johnson wide open coming across the field. Nice third down conversion from Dart under pressure. Hey, you're one step closer. I think it was, I'm scrolling up. Daily Dose of BS, you're one step closer to Theo picking up your prop bet. Nice throw. That's a big boy throw from Jaxson Dart. That's a big boy throw. All right, 1st and 10, fresh set of downs right across the 50. Empty set for the Giants. Jaxson Dart by himself. Jaxson Dart is looking to take off. And Dart looks like he's hurt. Oh my gosh, man. Of course the guy's hurt, man. And we don't know what's going on, but he's on the ground. Man, it is what it is, man. And we don't know if that's the shoulder. We don't know what that is, the shoulder or the neck. But he, for some reason, is still on the ground. And Russell Wilson is going to come in the game. Man, it is what it is, man. Whatever. It is what it is. We already know what type of time it is with this team. We already know what type of time it is with this team. Like, we already know what type of time it is. It's the Giants. I mean, guys go out. That's just what happens. But maybe we can hold on to this lead, but probably not with Russell Wilson. Probably not. Probably not, man. They'll probably find a way to give this up. Because all Russ needs to go in, all he needs to do is go in and hand this off to Scatterboo, and we should pick up a first down. But I mean, you don't know what'll happen. We don't know what'll happen with Dart, and that was not really like a play where you say like he did something crazy, because he was just kind of trying to escape out of the pocket, up the pocket, like up the middle of it. And, it's kind of difficult. Like, that happens to quarterbacks a lot of times. I mean, the thing is, they were mixing in the run pretty well. It's just, it's just unfortunate. It's just kind of unfortunate, man. I mean, it's football. We're just a really unlucky team. Hopefully, it's just like he got the wind knocked out of him, or who knows what it is. But he's been on the ground for a while. I'd rather see Winston too, but they're not going to play him. It's all Russ. And they're probably going to evaluate him for a concussion. I'm seeing right now that Pat Leonard said that Jaxson Dart just jogged to the blue tent. So they're evaluating him right now for a concussion, most likely. So hopefully he comes back, he's good. But they said he jogged to the tent. All right, so he's in the tent. Once again, getting evaluated for a concussion. And Russell Wilson will come out. And 2nd and 11 coming up. Tyrone Tracy dragging the pile, picking up 2. Tracy has gotten barely anything today, but, hasn't done much today. Every time Russ comes in for Dart, nothing good happens. Nothing good happens, but let's just steer it in the right direction. All right, 3rd and 9 coming up. First 3rd and long here for the Giants. I just need Russ. I just need you to get us inside the 35. Hopefully we can try to kick a field goal. All right, got to snap it. And they'll let him snap it, and it got batted. That's Russ for you. That's Russ for you. I feel bad for Russ, though, man. I feel bad for Russ because they're booing him, man. That just stinks, man. So what's going on? So I'm guessing Dart has a concussion. So the Giants drive stalls right there because Jamie Gillen is going to punt this. And it's not because Jamie Gillen is going to punt this. It's because Jaxson Dart took a pretty big hit trying to escape the pocket. But again, and I'm listening. So Scatterboo walked into the tent to see what was going on with it. So we basically have to. He says you don't feel bad. He'll be all right. He's married to Sierra. So yeah, Jaxson Dart is still in the tent. I don't know what's going on in the tent, but that killed a drive, and the Eagles now have the ball back down 10. Luckily for them, our quarterback came out of the game, and Saquon Barkley is going to get bottled up here. No gain here on 1st down. It's Chauncey Golston basically just, I was going to say swallows him, but I hate to say that. Chauncey Golston grabs him right there. So some medical guy is talking to Dable, and Dable is arguing with him. I don't know what's going on. I wish we could know what was going on, but we'll find out next drive. All right. So here we go. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Hurts in the shotgun. Hand off to Saquon once again, and he's going to go down again. Saquon's going backwards. And Dart is out of the tent. And it looks like Dart is probably... And why did Dable come and hit Dart in the head? Definitely doesn't have a concussion. Dart definitely doesn't have a concussion because Dable hit him in the head. All right, so that's the end of the third quarter, 27-17. Giants got the Eagles in third and long. Should be getting the ball back. We got to get the ball back here. But we would have put points on the board. There's no doubt in my mind we would have put points on the board on that last drive if he got to stay in the game. There's like no doubt in my mind that we would have scored maybe a touchdown on that drive if Dart stays in the game. And Russ went to the right person with the ball. The ball just got tipped. It's just like his limitations are just so dangerous at his age for him. Like he just continues to get the ball batted down. Yeah, he definitely loves Dart more than his own kids, man. Like Dable went in there and got into the tent with Dart as soon as he went in there. He's like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Coach, we got to evaluate him for a concussion, man. Get out of the tent." He's like, "What's going on? Get him back out there." That's hilarious. Jaxson Dart has the record of going into the tent more times than anybody and not having a concussion. But guys, we're going into the fourth quarter up 10 points. I can't be mad at that. We gotta get in the end zone one more time. And it's official from Ralph Vacchiano on Twitter. It's official. Jaxson Dart has cleared concussion protocol, so he's fine. So I don't know if the wind got knocked out of him. We'll hear after the game if the wind got knocked out of him or if he, what happened. But he was down on the ground for way too long, and I'm assuming that they were probably telling him stay on the ground because they probably wanted to check his neck. But we'll find out. We'll find out after the game if it was just the wind knocked out of him or what was going on. But Dart can't get mad at the doctor for pulling him out right there. He can't get mad at the doctors right there because he was on the ground forever. But like I said, Dart definitely doesn't have a concussion because Dable really walked over to him and hit him in the head. All right, so Dart warming up on the sideline. He's getting ready. This will be a third and long for the Eagles. 3rd and 12 coming up. Brian Burns lined up over the guard. Lined up over the A-gap pretty much. Giants in zone coverage here on 3rd down. Just got to get off the field here on 3rd and 12. Dex collapsed the pocket, and here we go. Saquon Barkley with 3 guys to oh my God, get this guy down on the ground. I hate this dude. And Saquon was gearing up like he was about to go through 3 guys. And luckily they got him to the ground. So 4th and 2 coming up. And they will actually call the field goal unit out there. Brian Burns is still down on the ground on one knee. Don't know if he's hurt. So Brian Burns, okay, he came off the field. Okay. All right, 4th and 2 coming up. Punt from, forgot the Eagles kicker's name, Eagles punter's name. But the Giants will get this ball. Gunnar Olszewski's going to field this across the 30 down to the 34. So the Giants will have decent field position. The field position game has just changed since all this kickoff stuff comes up. People start at the 30, 35, 40 all the time. Dart coming back out, getting a standing ovation. Dart at home. The Giants at home this year have been very entertaining. So I guess folks should actually go get these tickets. I guess these folks should actually go get tickets for home games because Dart has been balling out at home. So here we go. Up 27-17. Dart at the 34. Hand off to Scatterboo. Scatterboo's going to get about 1.5. Not much at all. The Eagles have done a great job bottling up this run game. We've been having to be really creative to get anything, but we have been able to stay on schedule because we're not losing yards. Let's see what the chat is saying. Have I seen Banks on the field at all? Luckily, no. I think last week was enough for him to get benched. I think last week was enough for him to finally be benched. So 2nd and 7, they actually gave Scatterboo 3 right there. I was saying he got 1, but they gave him 3. So I guess he must have been really low under the pile. All right. Giants got to snap this ball. Oh, that was a very, very dangerous throw. And Hyatt snatched that. Hyatt just bailed out the quarterback. Hyatt caught that, man. Let's see. Did that hit the ground or did it not? Did it hit the... I could have sworn that ball didn't hit the ground. But at least a good job by Hyatt attacking the football and not letting that get picked off. Play clock winding down here on the 3rd and 7 here. Dart under pressure. The ball got tipped right there. Or else it probably gets completed there to Wan'Dale Robinson. That could have gotten intercepted if the Eagles linebacker was looking there. Yeah, that ball got batted. Or else that would have been a first down. Yeah, if he doesn't bat that ball, that would have been a first down. But to me, that looked like that Hyatt play was a catch. So they only run 55 seconds off the clock. But listen, folks, the Giants defense has to step up again. The offense has kept them in the game. And the coverage here is decent. As he's going to get about 9 yards here. I could have sworn that Hyatt play was a catch, though. I really think that was a catch. Because, yes, the ball kind of came underneath his stomach, but it never hit the ground. But, yeah, man, like, we got to hold on to this lead, man. Like, this is the type of game where the Eagles are starting to feel confident that they're staying in this game, and they probably feel like they can try to go down the field and do something, get some momentum. This is just the time to continue to play good football, continue to put them behind the sticks. We've been stopping the run really well in the second half. We've been playing the run really well because Saquon was gashing us earlier on, but we have kind of bowed up here in the second half. He's gone from like over 12 yards a carry to now 4.8. So his last couple of runs have not been that eventful. Yeah, man. We just got to get one more stop. And it's fine, even if it's a field goal, even if we give up a field goal here, but we just got to come away with a stop here of some kind. And that way we can try to get this ball back and ice the game. I think if we score one more touchdown, we ice the game. Because I think this pass rush should be able to continue to get after it. I think we're doing a good job stopping the run. We're being very disciplined. Saquon is trying to cut everything to the outside. He's not getting the same holes he was getting last year. I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say something about Saquon on Twitter, but I'm not gonna say it. It wasn't even anything crazy, but I just don't want to jinx anything. Here we go. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 coming up for Hurts and the Eagles and the shotgun. It looks like the Giants are in zone. And you got a guy wide open. Like the zone coverage on this team is so broken. Like, they have no awareness of where guys are, man. Like, you got Devon. Why are you not aware of where Devontae Smith is on the field? Like, why are you not aware of what Devontae Smith is doing and where he is? All right, looks like the Giants are going man here. It looks like it. And it looks like Newman may be coming on a blitz. And nothing happens right there. And, oh, no, that is not a penalty. That is not a penalty. You have to actually make contact with somebody for it to be a penalty. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is not pass interference. That's not pass interference. That is not interference, man. Like, that's such a tic-tac call. Like, that's such a BS call. Literally, Devontae Smith went up. Devontae Smith went up to try to swat that away from him. That's not pass interference. Quick throw to Goddard. Another Eagles 1st down. 3 straight 1st downs. Like, what a joke, man. Like, what a joke of the way that these referees are calling this game, man. The way that we've gotten interfered with, as the Eagles are already at the 15, the way we've gotten interfered with all game, and they've just let us play. And now you got another flag. Like, this is crazy, man. A Debo on Brown in the slot. AJ Brown literally... I was going to lose my mind. AJ Brown literally pushed him. AJ Brown literally ran into a Debo and pushed him. Like, that's offensive pass interference. Like, that's offensive pass interference. And luckily, they picked up the flag because they were going to call it on us. But that's literally offensive pass interference. Tyler Newman coming off the edge again on a blitz. Oh, it's intercepted by Cordell Flott. Cordell Flott down the sideline. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Cordell Flott brings it back like 60 yards on an interception. Jalen Hurts late and inside. Shane Bowen dials up a blitz and wins the game? Shane dialed up a blitz and won the game? That's crazy. He dialed up a blitz and won the game, Shane Bowen? That's nuts, man. Yeah, that was definitely good defense in my opinion, but they just let him play. They just don't let him play anymore. Dart with the ball in the gun, hand off to Tracy, and Dart is going to hold on to this and get 2. And they slam him down to the ground 5 seconds after the play's over, but we don't get a flag there. But we get a flag when there's ticky-tack contact, when the quarterback underthrows the ball and Devontae Smith is trying to stop it from getting intercepted. That's the first interception of the season for Jalen Hurts. As Cordell Flott iced it. Cordell Flott always balls out against the Eagles. As like a second-year player, this dude matched up man-on-man against A.J. Brown and shut him down. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Giants. I don't know what that was, but we're going to go back 5 yards because Illuminor start pulling. This team is so undisciplined. Like, this team is so undisciplined, man. So now we got a 2nd and 12 coming up. We're already behind the sticks right here. We've had the ball. We've had the ball for what, like 20 seconds or less? We have at least got to run some time off the clock and kick a field goal. 2nd and 12 coming up. Dart holding the ball again. Dart is getting up the field. Dart is taking another huge hit. And I mean, why? Why, man? Now you're having a conversation with Cooper. All right, 3rd and 8 coming up, 3rd and long. If Jaxson Dart and the Giants pick up this 3rd and 8, this is probably the complete nail in the coffin because I'm not completely sure that Jude McAtamney can make this field goal. But if we can pick this up, this should be it. This should be it here on 3rd and 8. Eagles sending a blitz. Jaxson Dart giving this guy a chance. Wow! Oh, my God. And Hyatt almost brought it down with one hand, and he couldn't. I thought that was Wandale for a second. And there's a flag. And that's Ringo. Luckily they got Adoree Jackson and Ringo on their team. And that's pass interference in the end zone, so you know what that means. Ball at the 1 yard line, ball game. Game is over. Game is over. Game is over right here. Pass interference in the end zone, that means game is over. And that was a beautiful ball from Jaxson Dart. Ringo just grabbed him. Hyatt is getting bent over like a Hyatt is all like turned over and like saying like, where's the flag? All right, Giants under center. They're going to turn around and hand this off to Scatterboo and help my fantasy team out. And Scatterboo looks like he's in the end zone. There we go. Touchdown. The Giants are going to go to 34, and Scatterboo is going to do another cartwheel and backflip. And the Giants are going to go up 34-17 on the Eagles. This is nuts, man. This is nuts, man. Yeah, Ringo is like an athletic freak, though. Ringo is an athletic freak. Like, Ringo is a monster, like, athletically. So in high school, I know Ringo was ridiculous. I know this dude was playing linebacker, safety, corner, defensive end. I know he was just cooking everywhere. Probably wide receiver. The dude is ridiculous. This is ball game 34-17, 9:41 left. It's got to be it, right? It's got to be it, right? Nobody, I guarantee you, nobody predicted that the Giants would be up 34-17 this late in the game on this Eagles team. That red zone interception is exactly what the doctor ordered. We have not gotten that all year. Cam Scatterboo, 3 touchdowns, 5 on the season, I think. If I'm not mistaken, 5 on the season, maybe 6 on the season. But Scatterboo today for me got 24 fantasy points, 54 yards on 14 carries, 3 touchdowns. What we got in the chat? You said I know better. Listen, man, we got it. We got a different guy out there. We got Jaxson Dart out there. Jaxson Dart is the truth, man. He's the truth. I'm not gonna say if he's like gonna be an elite quarterback or he's gonna do this or he's gonna do that, but I will tell you this dude is a dog. He's definitely a dog. I don't like I said, I don't know to what level of a dog he is, but he's a dog. And I hate that, man. These penalties have taken 2 plays off the board. Appreciate that. We got a Commanders fan in here. But he's saying Commanders champs coming up. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, the Giants are way far behind, so it's not like we're catching up. You said I don't have to say it, but hey, man, let him be elite. Like I said, I still have to see some. I got to see this dude. I said it a couple of days ago. I was like, I'm not calling Jaxson Dart our guy until he starts winning division games. So today is a good start. It's a good start. And like I said, I'm doing this small banner because you think I was going to switch to my actual background of a scoreboard and everything while we're winning. I'm not switching the background, man. There's no way I'm switching the background. Yeah, I'm loving every second of this, man. I hate the Eagles so much. We always lose to them. And Dart comes against the Eagles on Thursday night and does something. And listen, this is no disrespect to Eli Manning. He does something that Eli couldn't even do. He comes out and beats the Eagles on a primetime game. And this is no disrespect to Eli, but the Eagles had his number. It stunk. We were winning Super Bowls and still couldn't beat the Eagles. Oh! The Eagles are going to start at the 4. This dude is bobbled 2 kickoffs and made some horrible decisions. Flott with a dog of a play, man. I thought he was going to house that, but Flott isn't as fast as some people would think he is. He pretty much just got ran out of bounds. But let's go ahead and ice this defense. Let's go ahead and ice it, defense. Go ahead and get after him. Let's get after him. This is the first time this Giants defense has been up by 1 million. So go ahead and pin your ears back and get after Hurts. Get after him, man. Unleash the hounds. Carter, Thibodeau, Darius Alexander, and Nacho in the game. So Dex isn't out there. A.J. Brown catches that for 7. I know the Eagles are pissed. I know they're upset. I just know they're just like, this should not be happening. I just know they're like, this is not happening. Eagles going to hurry up, still in the gun, 4 wide receiver set. Of course, the Eagles false started, and of course they did all of that. And Hurts tries to get it to a guy on the sideline, and Bobby Okereke in coverage, and incomplete. So 3rd and 3 coming up for the Eagles. Of course, this is 4-down territory by as much as they're down. So the Giants, again, unleash the hounds. One thing I loved about Wink is at the end of the game, he's blitzing. He's sending blitzes up, down, sideways. No matter what the score is, he's sending blitzes at the end of the game. Here we go. 3rd and 3 coming up. Hurts in the backfield in the gun. 4 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers and a tight end in a bunch. Dumping it off to Saquon. Saquon's got Cordell flat one-on-one, and there we go, Cordell. Get Saquon out of the back. Come on, man. Cordell Flat gets Saquon out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Saquon should be ashamed of himself. Is this your king? He can't beat Flat one-on-one. Saquon versus a 170-pound corner, and he can't win that matchup. Saquon can't beat a 170-pound corner one-on-one. 4th and 4 coming up. Let's unleash the hounds. Dex in the middle. Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, Burns, all out there. Look at this pass rush crushing the pocket, and they convert here. All right. Eagles with a fresh set of downs. That pocket crunched down so quick, but they kept them clean long enough. A.J. Dillon in the game. Saquon out. Is Saquon hurt or something? They keep taking him out in these passing situations. It's like, why? Dump off to A.J. Dillon, and if Dillon was like a normal-sized person, not a complete athletic, just freak machine, he probably would have gotten laid out by Debo, but he just gets regularly tackled on like a 7-yard gain. All right. Shotgun again. 2nd and 3 coming up. Here we go. Burns up the middle. Burns gets held. Hurts taking a deep shot, and he's got a guy wide open after Burns got held. Obviously got held. Oh, he didn't get held. He just fell down. Okay. Okay, listen, I won't be unfair. He just fell down on that, but it looked like he got held at first. So here we go. Eagles inside the 40. Another false start. And they never call these false starts on these Eagle players. Oh, Saquon put the ball on the ground. No. That's our ball. Let's go. Let's go. Saquon wants to put out lies about the Giants. You want to put out lies about the Giants, Saquon? You want to sit there and say, if the Giants would have offered me $11 million, I would have stayed. Like, I never said anything bad about Saquon until now. It's like, come on, man. Like, why come out and just start lying? Why come out and start lying like that, man? There was no, like, you're on the Eagles, you got your Super Bowl, and it's all like, oh, poor me, poor Saquon. I made $20 million this year, and I won a Super Bowl, and I ran for 2,000 yards. The Giants abused me. Like, come on, man. Like, get this dude out of here. That's karma right there. I guarantee you the Eagles are going to destroy us the next game. I guarantee you they're going to destroy us the next game. This is all karma. You want to release that documentary? This is all karma. Like, this is all karma. You said that was A.J. Dillon? That was Saquon. I thought that was Saquon. Am I tripping? I thought that was Saquon. Let me see. I could have sworn that was Saquon. Man, that stinks if that's A.J. Dillon. That is A.J. Dillon. Oh, man, I'm tripping. Oh, man, my heart was in it. I made that Saquon. I turned him into Saquon in my head. Man, that would have been the icing on the cake, man. That would have been the icing on the cake. If that was Saquon, man, that would have been the icing on the cake. I would have lost. My post game would have been ridiculous. Okay, he saved himself. He saved himself this time. He saved himself this time. I could have sworn, like, if you would have given me a lie detector test, that would have been Saquon every time. That stinks, man. That stinks. I was like, man, it's because the way that AJ Dillon caught it is how Saquon usually catches it. Because I'm so used to quarterbacks throwing behind Saquon like Daniel Jones, and we can pretend that Daniel Jones never played bad here. But anyway, I'm so used to the ball being behind him. He caught it like this, like Saquon usually catches it. And he goes down. And it says Dillon clear as day. And I just said, I was just on my Saquon rant. And then they showed him, and I still said I'm on my Saquon rant. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I just created that in my head. All right, here we go. Dart under center. After the second Eagles turnover. Hand off to Scat. Scat up the middle! I love to see this, man. I love to see this. I love to see this. At the end of the game, that run starts. That offensive line starts establishing that run. I love that. I love this at the end of the game, man. Establishing a run, wearing them down, making them sore. They're going to be sore this week. They're going to have a long week, but they're going to be sore. 15 carries, 72 yards for Scatterboo. Scatterboo hasn't had a 100-yard game yet. This would be great to get a 100-yard game. 2-1, got to snap it. Hand off to Scatterboo again. Scatterboo up the field. Scatterboo keeping the pile moving. Second first down. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy that we're doing this to the Eagles. This is crazy. I just don't know what to say. This is crazy. That we're doing this to this Eagles team that we have been getting destroyed by for years. For the last 15 years, we've been getting embarrassed by this team. Close games, blowouts, just horrible feelings against this team. Another handoff to Scatterboo, and this time they had enough of that. They hit him in the backfield, and he picks up a half a yard. So just over 5 minutes left in this game. Giants still up 34-17. Dang, man. John Mara doesn't look too good. He doesn't look too good, man. Wishing him the best. Definitely wishing this guy the best going forward. All right, here we go. What do we got? A second down coming up? 2nd and 9 coming up. 5:11 left. I think the Eagles may have taken a timeout. Giants got to get this ball off. Another handoff to Scatterboo. Scatterboo's got a little space, and he's going to pick up 4, 3.5, 4, something like that. So we got a 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. Jalen Hurts has been spitting water out of his mouth all day long. This is crazy, man. Like I said, I mean, listen, we just got to give thanks to Jaxson Dart. The Jaxson Dart effect is in effect. The Jaxson Dart effect is in effect. Isn't that it? The effect is in effect. Does that even make sense? It has to. The Jaxson Dart era is in effect. I can't believe we tanked that game last week, man. That's what rookie seasons do. But if we could get this Jaxson Dart every single week, man. And this coaching, if we could get this coaching every week, man, this dude would keep his job. But I don't trust him. I don't trust Brian Dable to do this every week. I just don't. 3rd and 5, the Giants are probably going to throw this. There we go. Scatterboo, first down. Fresh set of downs. 5 minutes left. Scatterboo picked up a first down. And now there's a flag. Now they're throwing a flag. So what's the flag here? It got thrown, really late. So let's see. And they're going to call taunting on Scatterboo. Taunting? Come on, man. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. That the fact that you can't taunt people in football and like a sport where everybody's making millions of dollars. God forbid you hurt the other guy's feelings after you hit him in his nose. You can hit him in his head like that. So you can hit the guy in the head like that, but God forbid you say something to him. Like, that's like, God forbid you say something to the dude. Another handoff to Scatterboo. Scatterboo's picking up a first down right off the bat, man. Let's see if Scats got to 100. Scatterboo 19 carries. Let's see, 19 carries. That's got to be 100, right? Because his last, he was at 18 carries for 88 yards. So he's at 98 yards right now, Scatterboo is. He's got 2 yards to get 100. And they take him out. Oh, my God. They took him out of the game. They took Scat out of the game. He's 2 yards away from 100. He's 2 yards away from 100. I know he wishes he had his 100 yards, man. Man, let Scat get his last 2 yards. But I don't think he'll touch the ball again. I doubt he'll touch the ball again. Wins by rookie quarterbacks versus the Eagles since 2016 is Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels. Those are the only two guys. That shows you how dominant the Eagles. Woo! Look at Singletary pushing that pile, man. I love beating up teams at the end of the game, man. I love beating up teams at the end of the game like this. I love it, man. Are they going to let Scatterboo get his last 2 yards, or are they going to hold him out the rest of the game? I don't think they're going to let him get his 100. I think Tracy's just still working his way back. I think that's all. And this is what happens when you play sound football. This is what happens. Like, this is what happens when the line is blocking. Like, all of a sudden, Singletary's looking like a dog. Like, they're going to say this is 3rd down. That was clearly a first, but whatever. Who cares? There's 2:30 left in the game. You got the Eagles offensive line smiling on the sideline. Scatterboo coming in. Scat just needs 2 yards. He just needs 2 yards to get 100. The Eagles defense they're going to be fighting hard to make sure he don't get this 2 yards. All right, 2 yards. That's all we need. That's all he needs is 2 yards. I know everybody coming into this game was like, they were thinking like, oh yeah, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose, but I'm happy to be at the stadium on a Thursday night. It's fun, but they were all thinking we were gonna lose. And I'm sure, you had some fans that were out there, they were hyped up, they were, but most folks thought we were gonna lose. Okay, that's Dart that's gonna pick up the first. Yeah, you just heard what the announcer said. If we don't have those 5 turnovers, then we're 3-0 with Jaxson Dart. I want to put up 42. I want Scat to get this ball and run it in for 40. We may be able to, but I don't know where he's going. I don't know where he would go. I thought the Bengals was the only place, but I don't think the Bengals offensive line would go over well with him. I don't think he'd be able to deal with that line. Yeah, man. This is Broncos up next. Listen, if we can play like this is now 2 out of 3 weeks we've played good team football. 2 out of these 3 weeks, besides a horrible 5 turnovers, we've played good football. So if we can do that on a regular basis, then we should be in every game. We should be in every game, and teams are going to have to come ready. But we do have to add a receiver because the Eagles secondary, as you see, is not good, and they were missing guys. Adoree Jackson and Ringo are horrible. The Broncos are bringing some guys. The Broncos are bringing some dogs, and they got a much better pass rush. So, and the Eagles are going to have a better pass rush when they have Jalen Carter in 2 weeks. So we got to add a receiver, whether it be Isaiah Hodgins, whether it be Odell, even though he's not going to play for the next 6 weeks, no matter where he goes. But we got to add something. We got to add something because, again, we're not going to be playing against Keely Ringo every week. We're not going to be playing against Keely Ringo. We're not going to be playing against Adoree Jackson every week. So we got to figure something out. Because Lil Jordan Humphrey and Jalen Hyatt, they can get those 2 dudes to business. Which is what I'm saying. It's like, you say you don't want Odell, no thanks. I'm just saying Odell because he's the best wide receiver available. It's just if you go off of the last time he played, he's the best wide receiver available. Now, if you want to trade for somebody, that's a whole different thing, but I doubt they'll do that. But maybe Joe Shane gets the green light because they blow out the Eagles. Maybe Joe Shane says, I'm trading for Olave. But other than that, I just don't see a trade happening. And Olave has had a bunch of concussions. I just don't even know if they will risk that. But this offense worked, running the football a bunch, using these tight ends, and they're going to come out and kneel. Wow. Yeah, Scat he's not going to get those yards. This is nuts. This is the first division win we've gotten in the last 9 games we've played. This is the first division win we've gotten in the last 9. That's crazy. Yeah, Lil Jordan and Wandale showed up. They showed up. They showed up. Look at Tyler Newman. I would be... Man, all right, man. I'd be celebrating the win, but Tyler Newman hyping up the crowd is hilarious to me. As much as you've done this year, dude, do I really want to look at you hyping up the crowd? Oh man. So 3rd and 11 coming up, and it looks like one more knee should do it if they run it down to 1 second. Man, it's the NFL any given Thursday. 3, 2, 1. All right, that'll do it. And the Giants are going to wrap up this win. Jaxson Dart 2-1 so far as a starter. Wow. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. Before I start this post-game video, I'm just seeing if anything crazy pops up. Brian Dable seeing his old quarterback at Alabama, giving him some love. Jaxson Dart with the game ball. And we'll see the Eagles in 2 weeks. I'm sure they'll have something to say to us. They'll have a lot to say to us in 2 weeks. And we got to be ready. And I don't know if Jaxson Dart. Oh, so Jaxson Dart has the ball, and Scatterboo has a ball. Dang, man, Scatterboo was 2 yards away from 100. Yeah, they're gonna be in the convo, especially if we keep playing games like this. That was crazy. Saquon, who we got Scatterboo. Shout out to TKH for the £2. I think that is £2. Thanks for the stream. Appreciate you for sticking in the stream, man. I'm happy we finally got a win. And I'm going to do what I do, which is hit my post-game record. And, we'll take it from there. We'll do a little celebration. And, then we'll jump out of here. But I'm going to go ahead and hit record right now. What's going on, YouTube? Diggy546. And we did it, man. We did it. I cannot believe it. I picked the Giants to lose 30-10, and we come out and we whoop the Eagles up and down the sideline, up and down the field for 60 minutes. We whooped them the entire game. We established them at the line of scrimmage. This is the first time I've seen the Giants establish the line of scrimmage against the Eagles in years. Going back to Eli Manning again, we have been losing to this team over and over and over and over. When is the last time we beat a starting Eagles quarterback? Only time we've won is when it's like Nick Foles or some other guy that shouldn't be playing. Maybe even Mike Kafka. Who is our offensive coordinator. So, I'm over the moon, man. I'm over the moon. I did not expect this. I didn't expect this at all. I thought Dart would struggle. I thought we would struggle to put up 10 points. And I was being generous there. I was thinking we would struggle to put up a touchdown. And we didn't have any issues. We didn't have any issues at all. I don't know what to say. I just don't, man. I'm just so excited because I hate the Eagles more than anything. And then we have the Saquon documentary this week where Saquon is coming out basically with bold-faced lies, saying that if the Giants would have offered him $10 or $11 million, he would have taken it, but because of the way they talked to him, he didn't take it, and he asked for 14. It's like he was coming out with lies this week, and the documentary about poor Saquon, he got to go to the Eagles and run for 2,000 yards and get a Super Bowl, and it's just like, what a victim, man. What a victim mindset. And I'm hearing about Daniel Jones on his podcast, and we get to sit here and act like Daniel Jones wasn't a war criminal on the Giants for years. We get to pretend like this dude wasn't stinking up the place for years, and the Giants are this and that, and we come out today after all of the disgusting mess we had to hear this week and get a win. I'm telling you, man, I'm over the moon. Let's look at it, man. Jaxson Dart, 17 for 25, 195 and a touchdown. He continues to have plays taken off the field on pass interference. And a lot of other stuff that is taking touchdowns and yardage off the field for him. He had that deep shot to Lil Jordan Humphrey that I think was a pass interference. He had the Hyatt pass interference. So another sub 200-yard game for Jaxson Dart. But if you watch this game, man, Jaxson Dart was on. He was on. 58 yards rushing, a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns total for him. Scatterboo took over the game in the fourth quarter. Man, those body shots start hurting. Those body shots from Cam Scatterboo start hurting after a while. 19 carries, 98 yards, 5.2 a carry. I love the way that Cam plays the game. Listen, all jokes aside, Saquon Barkley on this team was amazing. The dude went crazy a bunch of times. He can go and get you 200-something yards. He can do it. He can, at any point, he can score from anywhere on the field. But Cam Scatterboo, it's just something about this dude where he just hits you in the body all game. And then you saw at the end of that game, this dude put his neck on his, I was going to say he put his neck on there. He put his feet on their neck at the end of the game and finished it out. Ran strong, ran heavy, and just wrapped up this game in the fourth quarter. Before that, the dude is running into Zach Bond, throwing him out of bounds. I mean, I love the way that Scatterboo ran the ball today, and it really helped win this game. I mean, it's invaluable that Cam Scatterboo never gets tackled for a loss, never goes backwards. That's invaluable for this rookie quarterback we have. And Tracy's working his way back. He had 4 carries today, 6 yards, but he's working his way back. When he's back and he's, doing his thing, I'm sure, it's only going to look better. Now, I want to talk about the receivers today. Now, I had some back and forths on Twitter where I said we need to elevate Lil Jordan Humphrey. And people said there's a reason Lil Jordan Humphrey didn't make the team over Bo Collins and Jalen Hyatt. And what happens on the first drive? Lil Jordan Humphrey catches a 39-yard pass. What are we doing here? You want to pretend like I don't know football. You want to pretend like I don't have common sense to see that Lil Jordan Humphrey is a better receiver than 2 guys that can't run routes at all? Are you kidding me? He comes in the game and immediately makes an impact. Dude comes in and immediately catches a 34-yard pass. Wan'Dale Robinson, way to step up. Way to step up. This dude disappeared the last couple of weeks. I don't know where he was the last couple of weeks, but today, Wan'Dale Robinson came out, caught a ball, made a man miss, ran it in for a touchdown. This is what we wanted when we drafted this dude. Almost had a long, almost is always catching these passes and just not breaking the tackle. Had another opportunity where he came across the field and he had one man to beat and he just got hit as soon as he caught it. He had another opportunity where he was coming across the field on that first drive or the second drive and Dart just missed him after doing a little bit of scrambling. But Wan'Dale, nice game today, 84 yards and a touchdown, again on that 35-yard catch and run. Made that play himself. That's what we need. Also, again, let me go back to Lil Jordan Humphrey because not only did he catch that long ball, he also caught a couple of third downs. He also drew a pass interference, I think, and he also should have had a touchdown. So nice plays from him today. Hyatt caught 3 balls on 3 out routes. Helped us get some yards every time. Caught a couple 6-yard, 5-yard, 4-yard out routes. And, it helped. It helped move the ball a little bit more. So, listen, it helped move the ball. So, I'm happy he contributed a little bit. And as you saw at the end of the game, he kept running those outs. And then he fakes an out and goes up the field. And guess what? Ringo was holding him. Ringo's interfering with him. So, love to see it. Hopefully Hyatt can step up, man. Hopefully in a couple of weeks he'll be catching some long balls because if he can just keep running that out, if he can just have that and then a slant and then a go, then he can give us something. Jude McAtamney tried to make us lose this game with that extra point, missed it, was making me nervous all day, but did his thing, whatever. I would much rather us get a new kicker. But it is what it is right there. But I just can't believe this. The defense at the beginning of this game was so leaky. They allowed this team to continue to go up and down the field over and over again. But after a while, they just bowed up. The secondary started to step up. They started getting their hands on the football. Shout out to my man, LSU Tiger, Cordell Flott. They came out of the draft and nobody gave him a chance. They said he's 170 pounds. He can't play in this league. Cordell Flott bust onto the scene and played lockdown coverage all day. The dude locked down everybody he was on all day. A couple years ago, Cordell Flott came out and said that, I'm just so on cloud nine. I'm just coming up with stuff. Cordell Flott came out a couple years ago and shut down A.J. Brown. He shut down A.J. Brown like a couple years ago. And he came out today and he played lights out and caught the basically a pick six. It should have been. He caught the pick that basically iced the game. Basically iced the game in the red zone. Jalen Hurts leaves it inside, leaves it short. Cordell Flott picks it, and that's all she wrote. That's ball game right there. I'm so excited for Cordell Flott. He's the guy that should be playing every single. He should be playing. He should be playing. I don't want to see Deonte Banks out there again. I don't see him on the tackle chart. I don't think he played. So I'm happy for that. And somebody's in the live stream saying that Cordell Flott blew his zone coverage. Now, that was our best friend, Tyler Nubin. Cordell Flott played a cover 2, and Tyler Nubin was not playing deep safety because he's Tyler Nubin. He does that every week. He tried to lose us the game again. He tried to lose us a game again. Thibodeau balled out. Thibodeau against Jordan Mailata balled out. Didn't get as much pressure as I wanted, but in the run game, completely balled out. Nobody got around Kayvon Thibodeau today. Saquon didn't get around Thibodeau or Burns or Carter today. Really good stuff on the edges from all of these guys. I would want some more pressures, but these are 2 good tackles, and Burns still got 2 sacks. I think 1 on Mailata and 1 on Lane Johnson. So these guys balled out. These guys definitely balled out. So Jaxson Dart is changing our life. This is what it finally feels like to go out and get a win against a good team that, doesn't have their entire offensive line missing and isn't falling apart and isn't doing stupid stuff. This is what it finally feels like to go out and get a win against the Eagles and blow them out. Because this is the first time we've blown the team out. And this is the Eagles that we did it to, because we didn't blow the Chargers out, even though it kind of felt like we did. And it felt like last week we blew the Saints out, but we lost because we turned it over so much. But this is what it feels like, man. And if Dart can do this for our team, he's changed our life. And I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful that Russell Wilson is sitting on the bench and that Jaxson Dart is out there playing football for us, because without Malik Nabers, without Darius Slayton, Jaxson Dart goes out there and carries this team along with Cam Scatterboo, but carries this team to a victory against this team, man. Oh, man. Now, listen, I'm not a proponent of saying I want to bring Brian Dable back. I want to bring Joe Shane back. I don't think those guys have done a good enough job. But listen, Jaxson Dart might be the guy that makes these guys stay here. He just might be the guy that saves these guys' jobs, because he's 2-1 and he should be 3-0. After he should be 3-0. And the offense that we all thought was under-talented, all of a sudden with their backs against the wall, Brian Dable and Mike Kafka come out with a plan that this offense puts up 34 points. Could have put up 40 points today. Could have put up 40 against this Eagles defense with Vic Fangio, one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. And Brian Dable and Mike Kafka come out and put this up. And Shane Bowen, of all people, calls the blitz that gets Cordell Flott that interception to win the game. It's just crazy, man. Man, the NFL is any given Thursday, any given Sunday. We will see the Eagles in 2 weeks. We better be ready, because they are going to be pissed off and we're not going to be sneaking up on them. But, man, I'm over the moon. I'm excited. A great win today. And we'll get into some analysis and what we could have done better and all of that stuff at a later date. But for right now, we're just going to celebrate. Thank the football gods. We beat the Eagles. We won a division game for the first time in the past 9 games, man. Can you believe it? All right, so that's the post game. Now I'm going to take a look at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I did talk about Banks on the bench. You might have missed that, but yeah, Banks set that bench the whole game, and that you saw the change, you saw the difference. We weren't giving up as many third downs, and I wonder if we don't have these stats. That should be in the box score, third downs, but I know the Giants were really good on third down, and we were actually pretty good on third down on defense too. So I want to see those numbers. But let me see if I can let's see if I can pull up these stats, because sometimes they have some advanced stats. Yeah, I'm not going to count all these third downs, but I know we was pretty good on third down. They were 1 for 9 on third down. You sure that number's legit? You serious, man? They were 1 for 9? Yeah, man. Like, if they were 1 for 9 on third down, like I said, this coaching staff showed up. And like I said, this isn't enough for them to save their jobs. But 1 for 9 on that's, if you dominate a team like that on third down on both sides of the ball, the Eagles got outcoached. Point blank period. Point blank period, man. Like you beat a team like that, you got out coached. Trade Banks for a bag of lays. At this point, man. At this point, like he's fine, man. Like you can have him out there because he looked pretty good on kick returns. It's fine. You spend a first round pick on him, but he should not. He should not be playing on defense, especially on third down. He just shouldn't be playing. Like his confidence is shot. He was a actual cornerback too before that just didn't have good ball skills, and the confidence has completely lost. He's completely lost all his confidence. He has completely lost all his confidence, and now he just is not playable. He's just not playable. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. Can I give your bro a big birthday shout out? Your friend Nick. And listen. All right, Mayor Baltimore. All right, man. Happy birthday to Nick, man. If we can get 6 or 7 wins, all of them look like this at the Chargers game. Yeah, you are. You are for. I mean, listen. If you can get some wins like this against some quality teams, man. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's definitely nasty work. You got me too for a second. I was like, okay, is somebody's birthday? But man, what if that's really his name though too? I don't got to say his last name though. I'll give a happy birthday shout out to Nick. If we can get 6 or 7 wins, yeah. I was trying to highlight this. Deep zone coverage is just bad because Nubin is there. If we can get Caleb Downs, man, it's all over. I would love to get Caleb Downs. If we can get that dude, man, and sit Nubin down as either a third safety or a bench player, I'm good, man. I'm good. And get Shane Bowen out of here, but they're probably not going to get rid of him if Dable is back. And it's just frustrating, but yeah, man, it's like if Dable gets this team to play like this against the better teams in the league, you beat the Chargers, and we'll see what the Chargers do going forward. But at that point, the Chargers look like an amazing win. The Eagles, of course, and then we play the Eagles again, and we play the Broncos. We're going to have a ton of tough teams. If we can steal some of these wins, man, like that'll be something cool. Is JMS second string? Listen, when Sloatman came in that game, they start running that football, man. Sloatman is a different animal in the run game. I was scared because I was like, is he gonna mess up the snaps? But he looked pretty good, man. He looked pretty good in there. And a lot of people had him not making the roster. I was like, you really gonna give that dude up? He's the only backup center we really have that's an actual center. And he looked good. Yeah, and the thing is, like, people probably think you're joking, or probably people think we're joking sometimes when we say this, but Jameis Winston really may have changed this culture. Like, Jameis Winston he's a backup quarterback, now a third-string quarterback, but when Russ eventually gets traded, we know it'll eventually happen somehow. Maybe he'll get traded, maybe he'll get released for a team, but Jameis Winston gives this team motivational speeches before the game. He breaks the huddle like he's about to play in the game, and then like he's in the huddle saying, like, hyping the team up, and then he pulls his hand out of the huddle and he goes and sits back down on the bench. That's hilarious to me. But he's changing the culture. Scatterboo, Dart, them on the field, man, is sensational. They've completely flipped the energy of this team. And again, we probably win last week. If these two guys, Dart and Scatterboo, the two rookies, don't put the ball on the ground, but it is what it is, man. You live and learn. That's what rookies do. But yeah, when you think of the coulda, woulda, shouldas, you got the Chargers win. You got the Eagles win. You should have beat the Saints. You could have beat the Cowboys. You could be right now 4-2. And isn't that ridiculous? Isn't that nuts, man? Is it like that's nuts, man? Like we could be 4-2 right now, and these are winnable. Like these aren't like these are winnable games. But like I said, that's what happens with a rookie. And then with the Russ thing, I mean, he did everything he could. Russ got them a win. Like I'm going to remember that Russ throw to Malik Nabers in the clutch. That was cold blooded, man. For what that game was, Russell Wilson was unbelievable. But the defense kind of let us down at the end. But we could be 4-2. Like we could have been 4-2. But I think it's time to say it, man. I think it's time to say it. I think Jaxson Dart is the guy. I think Jaxson Dart is the guy, man. I really do. I really think he's the guy. I don't know what this will lead to. I don't know if this will go to Super Bowls. I don't know all of that. But I know that Jaxson Dart is the guy, man. Like, you clearly see him elevating this team to levels that they just have not been playing at without him. They go as Jaxson Dart goes. The defense kicks it up a notch. The receivers make play. I think Jaxson Dart is that guy, man. I think he's the guy. You say, which one, Dart or Scatterboo? Scatterboo, man, like this dude, like Scatterboo literally drops his head. He literally drops his head and spears a guy in the side of the helmet, which is illegal. It's illegal for running backs to drop their head and spear people. Scatterboo gets away with it almost every time, and he speared the guy in the side of the helmet with his head, and they don't throw a flag there. But when Dart gets up, when Scatterboo gets up and says something to the guy on the way out, they throw a flag for taunting. Like, you can hit a guy with the crown of your head like that, but God forbid you taunt him. Yeah, Scatterboo might be out here like Wes Welker in 10 years, maybe in 2 years. But I wish him the best, man. Hopefully he's got a different head than everybody else, and he won't get these concussions. Yeah, the slipperiness in the pocket, man, and a lot of these things, like, it doesn't really look like, it looks like, he's out of control and he's, making a mistake and he's dropping his head and he's run himself into a couple of sacks. But when he escapes, man, and he's looking downfield, we have plays that can be made. We got plays that can be made, which is amazing. But yeah, I mean, Scatterboo's his usage is gonna go down a little bit as as Tracy gets healthier. His carries will go down a little bit. Something seemed off with Abdul Carter. I mean, he went against some two experienced tackles that are both Pro Bowlers, so I'd have to look at it on tape to see, what they showed him, how they set him up. It could be a lot of things, but yeah, I think also Abdul was trying to make sure he didn't let anybody outside the pocket, which Jalen Hurts didn't really do much as far as running the ball. So there are a lot of factors on why he didn't look like his normal self, but I think that's mostly the opponent. Honestly prefer Brandon Jacobs type of backs more than elusive type of backs. I feel like it's more entertaining to watch Scatterboo than Saquon. I think they're both entertaining, and I'll put this back up there. I think both are entertaining, but I think Scatterboo sets the tone more. Like, I think Saquon set the tone the most. When Saquon had the team humming the most is the games that he dropped his shoulder and he ran with power. Like in the Titans game and the Texans game where Saquon was running with power, I think that's the games that Saquon galvanized the team and elevated the roster. But the games where Saquon is just jumping around and even making nice plays, it's like they're excited, but it's not the same as physical. Football is a physical game. And Scatterboo is the most physical player out there. Out of all the players, he's the most physical. Out of all the players, he's the most physical. And he did start. He wanted to start him over. He's not going to start over Darius. But it's good because he's here now. And we've seen that he's serviceable. And now Darius Slayton is going to come out. And, they'll be able to actually have a rotation at outside receiver. Yeah, frat boy culture is back. Oh my god. You really can't stand Malik Nabers, man. That's hilarious. Man, listen, Malik Nabers should get 15 targets a game. He should get 15 targets a game. Is There's a reason that the games that we've been in where that we've been in where he only has one target or no targets the first half, we usually are losing. But, right now we're doing our thing. But I don't think that Malik Nabers is a bad thing for this team. I'm never going to agree with you right there. I think Malik Nabers coming back is going to be like a shot of adrenaline for this team. And if he was healthy, this team might even be a dark horse playoff team. And I'm crazy. I know I'm crazy. But at the same time, you never know. If we're competing with this team and you add Malik Nabers to that, you never know. Yeah, Hyatt had 3 catches for less than 20 yards, but he did his thing and he drew that penalty at the end of the game. So shout out to Hyatt, man. He stepped up. He stepped up, not in a big way, but he stepped up. And another play that Hyatt made that was a nice play is he did catch that ball on that comeback route. He did catch that ball. It should have counted. It didn't count, but it should have counted. And the way he attacked that football, it could have possibly been intercepted. If he just gave a piss poor effort, it could have possibly been intercepted. So I do respect Hyatt for doing that. Yeah, man, I just don't see that. I just don't see that, and I don't even think Nabers is that type of a diva wide receiver. I don't even think he's on that level. I think he's definitely no different than other number one top wide receivers, but I don't think he's on that crazy level. But even if he was, I think it would be justified. Because just imagine if this guy had Nabers right now, man. Man, that'd be great. That'd be great because listen, I saw the Giants get both Super Bowls. I'm not that old, but I saw it, and there's a lot of Giants fans that do not remember. There's not. Come on, man. All right, man. We're not gonna do this. But there's a lot of Giants fans that don't remember the Super Bowls. There are let's see, the Super Bowl was in 2011. So if you were born in 2007 and you're in college right now, you don't remember the 2011 Super Bowl. You definitely don't remember the 2007 Super Bowl. So you don't remember this team even being good. So I was just starting to think a couple weeks ago, I was like, will I ever see my team win another Super Bowl again? And this happened when I was a teenager and when I was a kid. And I'm like, man, this might not happen again in my entire life. And just if we have a guy that just can give us the momentum and feeling that we could possibly do that again, that's all I ask for, man. That's all I ask for. And I would definitely, man, I forgot the feeling. I haven't completely forgot the feeling, but you get what I'm saying. It's been so long that, the Super Bowl type of thing is incredible. And this is funny that I'm sitting on here talking about a Super Bowl. And we just won one game, and we're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. But it's just a feeling that I will want to feel again. And hopefully Jaxson Dart can take this team to a Super Bowl one day because he looks like a dog. Some guys are just winners. He's not the guy. He's not Drake May. He's not Jaden Daniels, where he's just super athletically gifted, with Daniels being super fast, May being fast, and making ridiculous throws where he basically looks like a polished Josh Allen, and he's in year 2. So he's not those guys talent-wise, but he could be those guys winning-wise. We'll find out. We'll find out. And that's the thing, man. You're right. We would be 3-3 right now. With the Cowboys game, without Moasau not covering a guy, not covering the tight end, for him to kick a 65-yard field goal, we're 4-2. And that just hurts, man. But like I said, it is what it is. The Cowboys game, you got Moasau playing because Michael McFadden isn't in there. And then this past game, you got 5 turnovers straight. It stinks, but listen, you got to live with the turnovers with these rookies because Russell Wilson, we probably wouldn't have a win on this. We probably wouldn't have a win this year. Just being real, we probably would not have had a win, and we may have been able to beat the Chiefs with Jaxson Dart. We may have been able to beat the Chiefs with Jaxson Dart, but we'll never know. Won't be surprised if we win 10 or 11 games. I mean, that would be like ridiculous. That would mean that we win like a 7 or 8 games in a row. that would mean that we were just basically barely losing. And I see I see you out here coming up with combination names. Scatter Dart, Dartaboo. I think Scatter Dart probably sounds the best. Jackson Diddy, the way he's touching the Eagles. That's hilarious. Yeah, if we can get 6-7 wins, I mean, I think that's pretty much, that probably brings back Dable, which a lot of people don't want. But we get 6 and 7 wins, I think that's a huge success. With how we started off the season, that's a huge success. And like I said, this should be the 3rd win, so we should be only 3-4 wins away from that. But, we drop games. Drop games that we shouldn't drop. I mean, we could be undefeated 3-0 with Jaxson Dart right now, feeling like, we really can make some noise, but that one game is a huge drop. I got some people that's jumping on my old Cordell Flop video. But yeah, man, shout out to Cordell Flop, man. Shout out to Cordell Flop. Dude balled out. I might drop a film breakdown on Cordell Flop, even though the NFL is taking all this stuff down. They're not taking it down, but we're not getting paid for it. They're demonetizing it. I don't know. I might put out a Cordell Flop video for the culture. I might put one out just for the culture. Dart and Scatterboo are only going to get better each week. You got to hope so. You got to hope so that's what happens is they'll come out and Dart is going to continue to move this offense. This offense has not stopped moving. Since the preseason has happened, since the regular season has happened, this offense has not really stopped moving. Since Dart has been in there, man. Like, against the Chargers, the offense moved pretty well. People would love to jump on the Chargers thing and say he only had this many, but the offense was moving. The offense had life. Last week, the offense moved all day long, and today, same thing. So you got to give your props, man, where they're due. Got to give them props. Philly is about to implode, man. You never know with this team. You never know with this team. They imploded a couple of years ago, but you never know. You never know with that team, man. They got way too much talent, but it's possible. Hopefully, I mean, I want them to implode, but at the same time, I don't want them to be the second team that we beat that everybody's excited about and say, like, the Giants had a good win, and then everybody says, oh, the Philly stinks now, though. Like they're doing to the Chargers, because the Chargers are in a bad way. But we are getting close to midnight. I'm probably gonna jump. We'll see. We'll see what some availability is. Maybe we do another stream this weekend. Maybe we maybe we get creative or something. But man, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. This is the first time we've been up this late watching the Giants game and actually leaving with a win. So, man, you can't tell me nothing. I'm happy that this is a long week. And even if we go out and lay an egg against the Broncos, man, I'm happy that we get this long week. And especially against this team that I can't stand. I can't stand. So we'll see, is this like a thing where Dart is just going to be a home quarterback where he dominates at home and then I might make a gif of this, and have this show up because I shouldn't get demonetized for like a 2-second thing. So I might make a gif of this and have this on screen from time to time because he threw him out the club. He threw him out the club, man. But yeah, like I said, we're getting close to 12. I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm sure y'all got to go to work tomorrow. Sure, I got to go to school tomorrow. Whatever y'all doing tomorrow, man, have a good rest of y'all night, and we'll get this post game video up, and we will see. I guess the film will probably be out Saturday, so maybe the film will go out Saturday, Sunday, film breakdowns, and we'll do some breakdowns of other stuff that's popping up, like that Daniel Jones post game thing, which kind of changes my plans because I was gonna make a video saying like, did Daniel Jones expose the Giants? But listen, the Giants, they look good today. Giants fans may not know what they have in Jaxson Dart. I have watched that kid from his Ole Miss days and knew the guy was special. Listen, I was a doubter of Jaxson Dart, but I wasn't a non-believer. And he still has to show me. And disprove what some things I thought about him, which is he kind of folds under super pressure, which is in that Florida game, the guy just completely imploded at the end of that game. And, we haven't seen him in a playoff game. We haven't seen him in anything like that. But so far, he doesn't look like a guy who's mentally weak. So I'm excited from what I've seen so far. Like I said, I'm going to get this post-game video up, and I'm going to jump off for now. But appreciate y'all for sticking with me. Appreciate y'all for sticking with all these Giants content creators through all of this shenanigans and bad games and boring games and losing. We got a great fan base, the Giants do. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off, get this post-game up, and y'all have a great rest of your night, week. And we get to enjoy Sunday just relaxing, man. Get to enjoy Sunday. Watching football, no stress. Have a great long week coming forward.